at three-quarter time. And I suppose you can all remember pretty well, it's so fresh in our memory, what happened in the last quarter. Interesting that Peter Sumic just last week had a kick from about the same spot with a different result.
Exactly, it was a goal this time. We all remember his point of last year that possibly stopped the collie wobbles from happening again, but this time he chose to use the boomerang kick, whereas last year he took the option of the drop punt, which went through for a point. So he's obviously learned his lesson.
Just shows you can learn, and different result altogether this time. So let's take you back 12 months to VFL Park and the qualifying final. We pick it up at the start of the last quarter, a thriller between the West Coast Eagles and the Pies.
Final quarter now from VFL Park in the qualifying final for 1990. Lewis, who kicked that miraculous goal in the third quarter, a short kick out to Turley, if in fact he can get there first. He'd almost got him to the back of his opponent. Lamb gives it back to him. He'll have to get around Russell. Does so, but it's a high kick. Only travels about 30 metres. McGrath involved in a wrestling match back there. Who's going to get the free? Craig Kelly, I would think. Kelly goes short. Jamie Turner's okay after copping that heavy knock right in the three-quarter time siren. Gets around Waterman. There's a one kick and kick one goal. Tony Shaw off the ground. Not a well-directed kick. McKenna only had his strides ripped off him. Great tackle by Gavin Brown. He's won the ball. Lewis late on the scene. Should be a goal coming up to the Magpies. Starcevic, centering kick. Must mark it here, but they can't. Pios in front of Malay.
Malay at full forward too, Pete, for this last quarter.
At the Worsfold until out to Rance. Rance, it is Rance down there. Out of bounds. Not on the full, despite the appeal. And we'll see a boundary throw in. Taylor still sitting the bench with Mick McGuan. It's going to be Laurie Keane to contest with Big Manson.
How things turn around. Michael McGuan on the bench now. There's Worsfold, the hand pass straight to Barwick, hard against the boundary line. He promptly kicks it out of bounds on the full. McGuan could be injured, but 17 possessions in the first term, hardly any sense. Pios out of the back pocket, hugs the boundary line with a kick. Waiting behind is Barwick, sends it back in. Starcevic couldn't control it. Waters has played very well in the second half, got it to the run of Brennan, who comes through midfield and Main Waring. Timely check, then breaks away, kicks inside the attacking 50. Kelly's there for Collingwood, played on, that was ambitious. Now McEwen, they had the numbers. Gafer, McEwen again, from right half back towards centre wing. Turley, he's done well. Close to the boundary line, Craig Turley. Was it out of bounds? Yes, it was. The boundary umpire right on the scene as Richardson was breaking away.
Steve Malaxos still on the bench, Dennis, and spent a lot of time there this afternoon.
Keane and Monkhorst run down by the ladder. Russell, Francis, both have done well. Monkhorst in the grasp. Now Waters, well shepherded by Hart. Close to the boundary line, he proceeds to kick it out of bounds on the full. So mistakes will start to creep into this game. Two very tired sides will be out there at the end, given the way they've gone at each other. There's Tony Shaw. 23 possessions so far for Shaw. Higher one towards the wing. Keane over the top. Turley does well in a tight situation. Barwick, though, goes back and gets it. This is Richardson around Hart. Scrambles a kick forward inside the 50. Worsfold comes to meet it, does brilliantly. Mullane's got the run of it. Close to the boundary line, upended. Gained about 15 metres. Lamb's over the ball now. First goal in this term will be crucial. Dacos got it to Francis. He's like Quicksilver, Tony Francis. Not a good kick, though. Across the face of goal, Manson and Rance gets it out of bounds, and we'll have a throw-in.
Collingwood supporters to a man looking for out of bounds deliberately against Murray Rance. Would have been hard there. I think I've seen worse play, though, I must admit. Against Tony Campbell at Subiaco. That was a good one. And the Demons were over there. Could be a goal for Dacos if he can pick it up like a piece of soap. Back to Mullane, who fires 35 metres out. Won't quite get the distance. Manson looking for a free kick, and arguably could have got one. Boundary umpire will be the centre of attention, though, as he throws it in. Manson and Keane. Back to back. Keane. Lamb. Monkhorst at the back. Couldn't tag him. Lewis and Shaw. Nowhere for him to go. Not too much support for Chris Lewis. Turley out wide. Barwick in pursuit. He's picked out Hart, and Hart marking in front of Richardson at left centre wing for the Eagles. Needs to get it moving quickly. It's out of these eyes. Too slow, David Hart. Wasn't too much on offer, to be fair to him. McGrath. Heady. Can kick well. Directly in front. Sumich likes it. It's a goal. The Eagles in front.
Seven Sport Midland. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today.
Well, if you believe in fairy tales, the Eagles lead by 4 points. Keane, intercepted by Wright. The high kick towards half forward. Going back is Starcevic, knocked away by Brennan. Taken by Hart. Hart swings it out wide. Turley again. He's done very well. He leads in the race out there. Well done by Barwick to get a contest. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. The official attendance today, just under 60,000, 57,546. A little deceptive. They've spread out in the sunshine. Keane, very nimble. Well done by Lamb. Lewis, all the time in the world at half back. He can run it out. There's more run in the legs of the Eagles at the moment. This is Brennan up through the centre. They're enjoying this. A long kick towards half forward. Gaper fell over, as did his marker there, Waterman. McEwen dragged down by Waterman. Wright's got the run of it. Monkhorst, strong tackle from Sumich. Well played, McEwen. Slapped it out towards the wing. Storming up the ground with courage was McKenna. Francisco went down in the tackle. Wright appeared to be held. There was no free kick. Turner. Monkhorst over the ball. This is relentless. Turner. Well played. Got it to Francisco. Francis has been a star. A high kick towards centre wing. Brown goes back, and that is a splendid mark. Eyes only for the ball. He breaks away. Kicks towards half forward. It's a high floating kick. They wait an eternity. Worsfold smashes it away. Pios measures the hand pass. Keane needs to be quick. He is. Storming up the ground is Worsfold. Nobody's near him. He picks it up. He runs towards half forward. Back goes McGrath. Almost the mark. Play on is the call. And we'll have a ball up.
No mark. Frank McGrath expecting to be paid that mark, but I don't think he held it.
No, I agree with you, Bernie. Another grab might have got it for him.
Let's have a look at it again. McGrath gets the first grab. Another grab, but never controlled it.
No. Kick Collingwood's way. Lewis goes the punch. Likewise, Wright. Mullane, who wasn't full forward a moment ago. Tony Shaw from right takes the hand pass. Gaper at half-back. Chips it in short. Not a well-delivered kick. The bounce favours Brennan initially. Socked away by Hart. Barwick could have got a free for a push. Richardson with composure at centre wing to Gaper. Gaper out wide. Starcevic. Fresh air shot. Russell.
Oh,
To Barwick. Holding the ball.
that was terrific by Waters, wasn't it?
Yeah, great stuff. The whole West Coast Eagles team in this last quarter have really lifted themselves.
Well, Waters had a great third quarter. He was certainly one of the players that really brought the Eagles back into it. Kemp. Haven't seen too much of him this afternoon. Punch away by Francisco. Didn't work really. Goes into the arms of the Eagles. Good tackle down there. Waterman comes in, dives on top of the pack. And the Eagles looking the fresher team at the moment, but they've still got 16 3/4 minutes left in this match.
There'll be a few bookmakers holding their breath at this stage, Dennis. Yeah.
5-1.
That did tip me.
Monkhorst. Waterman. Lewis, is that a mark? Yes. He snapped it up millimetres from the turf. And you'd have to say it'd be a chance of kicking it. He'll be pretty well right on 50. 17 kicks for Chris Lewis.
He's turned them around again too, Pete.
And that goal he kicked, Bernie, wasn't it? It was a gem.
Fantastic goal. But playing in the centre, Brian Taylor looks as if he's warming up to come on the ground again.
Needs something up there. Lewis, 50 metres out. At the City end goal at VFL Park. That might be there. It's a goal. Chris Lewis is second. And the Eagles 12th. They lead by 10 points.
Oh, this looks like a fairy tale coming true for sure, because the West Coast Eagles, without a supporter over here in Victoria, and yet they've played a tremendous brand of football. Chris Lewis has run Tony Shaw and Mary Dance in the centre, and finishing off with a brilliant long goal there.
Brian Taylor is back on the ground. The margin is 10 points. It seems it's the Eagles to lose. It's up to them now. Langdon, good for holding the ball. Can the Magpies come back? There's a man who can bring them back. Tony Shaw alongside the centre circle, kicks towards half forward. Brennan gets it on the ground. Francis has run his heart out this afternoon. Untidy hand pass back to Shaw. Kicks for distance. It's not a good kick. Mainwaring up from half back. Lewis is running. Langdon is on for the next kick if Lewis can keep it alive. Langdon now has to come up and assist. Krasiska did superbly. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. Lewis is hurt. Gavin Krasiska outnumbered 2-1. He won that battle. But at the present time, Collingwood are losing the war. Manson away to Shaw. Cleverly played to right. The speedster run down from behind by Hart. That's holding the ball. The one-handed punch will not do.
That's a great tackle by Hart. Their tackling has been very impressive today, Dennis.
They are inspired, the Eagles, at the moment. Hart's kick, that of a tired man. The half volley. Healy couldn't control it. Away they come again. Shaw got it to Mullane, who swings it out wide. Starcevic up towards centre wing. Lewis seems to be okay. Starcevic, long kick. The sun is a problem down in that area. Taylor from behind. All Eagles. Hart done very well. Goes looking for Turley. Turley, who's won that war as well, in trouble this time. Russell held without it surely. Kemp goes in. Russell will get the free kick.
Too far out to score, one would suggest. Scott Russell, 65 metres out. Taylor wouldn't take the mark. He's just come back onto the ground, remember. Guy McKenna did well. He'll have to kick it now, and he does. McKenna looks for Kemp. Turner beats him to it. No, he doesn't. Kemp does well. Hooks the ball back to Turley, who marks on centre wing. Not on the logo. Turley keeping it wide. The target, Carl Langdon. He has to beat two of them. The boundary line might be a trifle close, and it will be thrown in. 13 and a half minutes left in the match. Left half forward flank for the West Coast Eagles.
Next goal crucial, Dennis.
Yep.
It is very crucial at this stage.
And Collingwood's chances particularly. Manson and McGrath. Manson bumps it to Heady. Turner might have been touched off the boot. Lamb. Markle free kick.
Good courage, Dwayne Lamb. Tremendous.
Especially with that arm. And the, I will say, recently broken. It was against Melbourne when he was accidentally kicked by Jimmy Steins. Not a well-directed kick. Manson over the top. McEwen. Mullane at right half back. Puts Collingwood out of danger. They need some goals quickly, the Magpies. A juggle, but no mark. Waters was in there. Couldn't handle it. Starcevic paddles it out the back. Pios. Amazingly got the ball out of a lot of players there. Langdon in front has lost out.
That's holding the ball.
Manson holding the ball, yes. No attempt to get rid of it.
What was the mark played then?
Well, the umpire called play on.
Boy.
Well, Langdon touched it first, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
I think he did, but having called play on, the umpire then decided it was being held to him. There's the bounce. Krasiska smothered. Gets his second chance. Drives it to midfield. Starcevic trying to deflect it down to Brown, who does well. Looking for Wright, who keeps it going. He's outnumbered 2-1 though, Wright. Tripped. He'll get the free kick. Wright's on centre wing. Collingwood trail by 10 points. This is Mullane. seems to be up the ground again. Taking all the time in the world, Mullane. A high kick in the Taylor direction. He's out in front of Rance. Timely fist. This defence has been superb. Worsfold to Waters. Close to the boundary line to Turley. He's been resolute to Lamb. He'll settle on centre wing, Dwayne Lamb. 12-10 to 10-12. Lamb hugs the boundary line. Langdon needs support. Heady, hurried kick. Kelly drops the mark and fell over. Now he's in trouble. Manson, well played by the big fellow. Got down and picked it up well. Kicks it back to centre wing. Main Waring's in front. Wright forced to spoil. Out of bounds and will be thrown in. We have just over 11 minutes to play. And it seems there's a new contender in the premiership race.
Yes, and Collingwood still goalless in this final term. Pretty warm conditions today. Richardson runs straight into Langdon and for his efforts gets a free kick. He wants to get the ball moving quickly. Great tackle by Langdon. It spills for Krasiska. Ball slewing off the side of his boot. A marking contest, none paid. Dacos has taken a little bit high. Centering kick from that player. Taylor. Oh yes, what a catch!
Well, we haven't seen it very often, Pete, but Brian Taylor there with a one-on-one contest into the forward line with Murray Rance. And Brian Taylor getting the front position, using his body superbly, and in the end taking a great diving mark.
Terrific mark.
So Brian Taylor, kick number 5 for his first goal, has hit the post twice. Both of those in the first quarter from the pocket, but directly in front now. Should goal and does. 4 points the difference.
Most amazing behaviour by Taylor after he kicked the goal.
Exactly.
Yes, well, Brian Taylor, of course, spent a bit of time on the bench. Let's have a look at that mark again. Murray Rance couldn't do anything about that, so Taylor just using his big body to advantage. And kicking his first goal for the afternoon. He's kicked one poster and a couple out of bounds.
Brian Taylor, no love lost for Chris Lewis. 78-82. Taylor's first goal, the kick in it at VFL Park. Waters out of the centre in the qualifying final. Up the half forward. Almost a mark, not paid. Waterman paddles it in front of him. Opposition from Gafer checking in closely. And the ball tacked across the boundary line. 9.5 minutes left in this match. And what a thriller it's turned out to be. Lee Matthews on the phone. Certainly be a little bit worried that goal will certainly help the Magpies' cause. Gafer and Langdon. Gafer, is he holding the ball? No, says the umpire. And it's going to be balled up about 30 metres from the Eagles' goals. And temper's becoming a little bit thrown.
Still bright and sunny. That doesn't match the dispositions of a few players out there. Malaxis back on the ground, in trouble. Now Wright, deep in his own defensive area, breaking away, kicks out wide. Barwick is storming up, so is Brown. Brown the first to arrive. Starcevic hooks it across his body down towards half forward and Dacos. Dacos and Worsfold. It's going to be a free kick to Dacos. No play goes on. Morwood over the ball, back to Brown. Brown the chip pass in short. Over the top comes Pios. Mullane was in front. Awkward situation for Mullane. And Pios got it out of bounds. So we're down to 8:20 remaining in the game. The Eagles lead by 4 points. Keane, Shaw, dragged down. Starcevic goes in. And we've got a whistle.
Probably off McGon on.
Craig Kelly to the dugout. It's been a great game of football, this one. Not a lot of goals, but ferocious football from both sides. Richardson over the ball. Harris there by Hart and worried out of it. Now Hart comes away. He's a speedster. He's on centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Sumich on the lead a long way up the ground. McEwen kept his head superbly, then lost it. No, he was legged. McEwen will get the free. Waterman was goal bound.
Yeah, it would have been a goal for sure to the Eagles.
McEwen In short to shore. It really is a game of centimetres now. Just a little luck required. It could go either way. Turley over the top. Manson with strength. Mullane likewise. To the run of Francis. The crowd at fever pitch. Francis pumps it in. In front. Taylor was interfered with surely.
Yes.
Free kick there over the shoulder against Murray Rance.
So we've got the unlikely hero, Brian Taylor. A chance to kick his second goal in the last 5 minutes. And if he does, Collingwood will be back in front.
There's a free kick again. That first instance, that left hand of Murray Rance over the shoulder, across the chest. Definite free kick to Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor. So long in the seconds this season. Kicks and kicks truly. The Magpies lead. It's 12-12 Collingwood. The Eagles are 12-10.
And probably don't even deserve to be there, because really the West Coast Eagles have been by far the better side in the second half. Brian Taylor taken off the ground early in the game. There's a free kick again in replay. Murray Rance all over the top. And Brian Taylor, probably a surprise that he was even brought back onto the ground.
The Magpies coming home with a wet sail. 2 points the difference. Collingwood leading 2 goals to Taylor in the final term. Manson taps down. Good tackle by Francis. Keane might have got a nudge in the back. Likewise Francis. Lewis tries to pick it up. Plenty of pressure out there. But how unlucky were the Eagles when they had that break just about 3 minutes back when McEwen got the free kick. Could have been a certain goal. Then Collingwood goes up and gets one to Taylor. Plenty of time for them to come back. Thumping punch away by Manson. Shaw. Well tackled. Ball spills for Manson. Tackled by Lamb. Manson again. Tackled by Lamb once more. Barwick. Kicks long over his shoulder. McKenna takes the hand pass from Rance. Lewis. Langdon. Will it bounce for him? It does. Lamb. Not too much distance with the kick to half forward. Gafer. Safe mark in defence. That's what Collingwood needed. Kicks past Healy. He's gone out wide. And Graham Wright doesn't let him down. In front of Langdon. Barwick on the run. Keeps going. Turley won't catch him. 65 metres out. Mammoth kick into the square. A mark taken by Guy McKenna. He's not wasting any time getting the ball moving. Great bump by Darren Mullane. In comes Brown. Collingwood lifting. Brown right on the boundary line. Back to Mullane likewise. Dacos nearly runs out of room. He's goal! Magnificent goal. Peter Dacos, the champ, 13-12 to 12-10.
Well, I can't believe that goal from Peter Dacos. We saw a great goal early in the game by Chris Lewis, but I think that goal certainly matched it. Kevin Brown making the most of that mistake there from Guy McKenna, and Collingwood certainly lifting. A banana kick, wrong side of the ground. That is magic stuff from Peter Dacos.
Well, we've seen 2 of the goals of the season today. Peter Dacos getting that one. No coincidence. Brown, Mullane and Dacos involved in that last goal. Shaw through the centre. Not a good kick. Hart's got it in traffic to Turley. Given the way they've played today, the Eagles will come back. Gafer, almost a spectacular mark. This Collingwood defence has been superb in the last 10 minutes. Morwood. Win it again to Francisca. A long thumping kick back towards the half-forward line. Starcevic. Fickle bounce. Away comes Brennan. Boots it back towards the Eagle half-forward line. Heady's in front. Francisca superbly over the top, fisting away. Right. Has it at half-back. Back towards centre wing. Valiant attempt to mark there from Francis. Controlled the half volley and got it out of bounds.
I feel the game swung the other way again, Dennis, too, in his last couple of minutes.
Momentum is back with the Magpies. There's the time remaining. Keane wrestling. Mainwaring, an opportunity now. The Eagles need a goal. Mainwaring back into the forward line. Sumich is in front. McEwen comes over the top. And out of bounds goes the fist. There's no question the West Coast Eagles have proved today they can play in this company, particularly at VFL Park. They're going to be hard to beat from here on in, regardless of the outcome today. Not a good hand pass from Kelly. Malaxis will get a free kick on the 50-metre line. Plays on quickly. Lamb Down towards Sumich. Knocked away by McEwen. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. Boundary throw in. Michael Malthouse looking pensive. The margin is 8 points. They need to make something here. Langdon, the snap is good.
2 points the difference. What an amazing finish to the qualifying final. 13-12 to 13-10.
Sure is, Pete. Not to be denied, the West Coast Eagles. Great stuff. Carl Langdon getting that snap from the boundary throw in. Let's have a look at the replay again. Laurie Keane, a tremendous tap down from him. And Carl Langdon, without a real lot of pressure being applied by the Collingwood defenders.
So the next goal crucial in the qualifying final. Under 3 minutes left in the match. 2 points the difference, and that's what the West Coast Eagles got beaten by here when Melbourne got the better of them 2 years back. Crowd looking for a free kick. There was none. Must come out of the centre. Morwood. Lamb gets cannoned into by White. Kemp taken down. And it's going to be a bounce at half forward for the Eagles. 2:34 and counting. Can the Eagles get the next goal?
Terrific finals pressure there from both sides, but tackling fantastic.
Crowd certainly getting its money's worth this afternoon. Keane taps down. Turner, short kick. Mainwaring, will it sit for him? It does, over the top. Got to get it down quickly. Brennan's kick to half forward. Waterman ducks the tackle, ducks 2 tackles. Can he score a goal? He's missed. Shades of Murray Renstead. 2 minutes left. 1 point the difference.
He swung the ball across his body there too, Dennis. He probably had time to really settle and have a direct shot at goal.
It's a real nail-biting finish. Under 2 minutes left. The clock static until he kicks back in, Ron McEwen. So no time wasted until the ball comes back into play. Goes for distance and gets plenty of it. Big pack of players there, thumped away by Manson. Chance for Turley. And Mainwaring. Mainwaring's kick slews off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the floor, and that's a break that the West Coast Eagles did not need.
He just held on to the ball just that fraction too long there, Chris Mainwaring.
And the clock continues to run. It's down to 1:33 now.
Interesting if we had a draw, Dennis.
Well, it's a possibility. Down the Eagles' end. Possession vital here on this next play. In front, Manson almost the mark. Francis keeps it going Collingwood's way. That could be the telling one. Brown got it to Morwood. He kicks towards half forward. Storming up the ground is Worsfold. He keeps it in front. Needs to release it and does. Oh, superb play. Kicked his head. We're down to 105. Curley through the middle. Long kick towards Healy. Chris Siska misjudged it. Sumich nudged out of it. Mainwaring's got it. Kicks it down towards full forward. Keane is down there. Ball is running free. We're down to 50 seconds. Hard against the boundary line in the line. Robert Wiley gets into play. And we've got a boundary throw in.
He's helping Collingwood too, Dennis.
Old habits die hard. So we've got a boundary throw in the pocket. A goal here and the Eagles will win. We're down to 35 seconds. Behind and we've got a tie. Langdon hoisted high. Back goes Sumich and he's taken the mark. Oh, I don't think the Eagles can lose from here. It's a question of whether they can win.
Well, it's just a question of accuracy now from Peter Sumich.
Clock ticking down.
He's in the wrong pocket. This could be a kick after the siren job. He'll take his time.
The umpire's called time on here too, Dennis.
So the clock is frozen at 17 seconds. Now it continues to run. It's down to 14. If Sumich kicks the goal, the Eagles are into the second semi-final. Peter Sumich. Missed. It's a tie.
It'll be a draw.
It is a tie. There's the siren.
It's a draw. A sensation. A draw. Now don't ask me where that leads us. Laurie Keane shakes his head. I think the only people rubbing their hands would be at Collingwood.
I think it leaves us with a busy weekend next weekend.
13-12 apiece. Shades of 1977 when North Melbourne tied with Collingwood in the grand final.
What a game. What a game.
A draw, dead set level, 13-12, 90 apiece, and Peter Sumich last year couldn't quite do it. Naturally, the Pies went on to win the replay, and went on to break their premiership drought and make 1990 a premiership year after their last flag was in 1958. Well, Peter Sumich certainly learned something from then to now, and he kicked the goal last week, and he's topped the century this year, but he couldn't quite do it last year.
No, he's a far better player than he was last year, and of course we see tomorrow that he's going to be in for one of the biggest moments of his football career, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him produce some special goals tomorrow.
Speaking of special goals, how's that one by Dakes?
Unbelievable. It was an unbelievable goal, possibly one of the greatest goals ever kicked in 100 years of football, but he's kicked a few of those again this year, some of those impossible goals. The man is just a freak with a football in his hands within range of the goal sticks.
If you just walked in through the turnstile, sort of got lost on your way to somewhere else, walked in and saw him do that, you'd say fluke. But we've all seen it so many times, it can't be a fluke. Yeah.
Well, I think I've seen it 15 times this year, so the fellow is beyond belief with what he can do with that ball. He does make it talk.
Yep. Righto, we've got more finals, grand finals coming up, but this year, like last year, we have a viewer competition, and there's plenty in it for you, while also looking at the marks of 1991. The player who takes the mark of the year wins the big prize, but there's something in it for you out there as well. Keep watching. Right through the night, we'll keep reminding you. Here it is for the first time, our marks of the year for 1991, and take down all the details.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Peter Somerville, Essendon. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
Remember last year, Michael Mitchell of Richmond won the Goal of the Year and also the Mark of the Year. Not a bad sort of a double. We'll be back for more of the Footy Marathon after a short break.
On Sports World, we look at the game which stops the nation. AFL Grand Final Day in Melbourne. While the two best teams slugged it out, a couple of old sparring partners met again. We talk to Lionel Rose and Fighting Harada. They're revving up for Bathurst. We take an inside look at the mighty BMWs and horsepower of a different kind, with the country's best fine-tuning for the Rich Spring Carnival. And of course,
between two traditional rivals at that time, Richmond and Carlton. The Blues had finished second on the ladder, but the Tigers had worked their way into the grand final after finishing fourth, and only 4 teams had done that in the post-war period. Well, it was a great era. Carlton and Richmond almost swapped premierships at that stage, and, well, you had Healy in charge of the Tigers, Barassi in charge of the Blues, and what players they had.
Oh, they were both sensational sides, but this grand final, I think, takes on even greater significance with the unfortunate passing away of Graham Richmond last week. He was very significant in the building of that great Richmond era, and it was a very sad day last week.
Yeah. Well, the players like Royce Hart and Kevin Bartlett and so many recruited by Graham Richmond. Let's take a look at how it stood in 1969 at three-quarter time. Bit of a fluctuating game. The Tigers led by a long way at half-time, 6-5 to 2-7, but the Blues had a big third quarter to hit the front and lead by 4 points going into the last term. So we pick it up. A frenetic crowd of 119,000 way back in 1969. Hope you enjoy the last quarter.
The last quarter of the 1969 grand final, Carlton and Richmond into the final quarter. It's Carlton 4 points up. And here Richmond going into attack through Strain. Strain kicks to the half-forward flank on that outer side, and Gould has pulled in a miraculous mark. In this final quarter, Carlton will be kicking down to the Richmond end of the MCG, and the Tigers up to the new stand-in. There's Gould's kick. It's a high one into the centre. They back for it. Nobody able to hold the mark. Through comes Bartlett, picks up, swings around, gets one out wide to the flank, and look who's taken it, Bill Barrett. Bill Barrett.
Northey on his own.
Kick down towards Northey, but it's too wide for him. It was over the line on the full.
Oh, there wasn't much in that.
It was over the line on the full.
Oh, he'd be in a better position than me, but I repeat, there wasn't much in it.
Right, comment from Alan Gale. Let's hear from Ted Whitten.
Yeah, I'd say it was touch and go. The boundary umpire was 10 feet away from it, so he'd know.
Wesley Lofts to take the kick. Lofts takes it now. He kicks to the wing position on the member stand side. The ball goes to Robertson of Carlton. He's in a bit of trouble. Nichols Copland on the head. The hand pass comes across here towards Quirk. Quirk running down, kicks in towards centre half forward. From behind they go.
He's paid the free against Jesselinko.
Oh, yes, he got right up into Barry Richardson's back well before the ball was anywhere near them. Richardson now takes his kick out towards the wing, and it comes off as Bartlett takes the mark. Richmond kicking well to position early in this final quarter. When I say well to position, Tommy Hafey stood up there and tried to kick it back into play.
Well, Mike, the higher that ball is kicked, the more the wind is floating it out of bounds on this wing, on this right stand wing.
That's what's tricking them. Robertson to take it. He takes his kick. It's to the flank position. Green moving into position there. Couldn't hold the mark. It's forced away by Robert Walls. There'll be a throw-in.
He's made a great deal of difference in the game, Michael, since he was injured just before half-time.
It's on Carlton's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Up they go. Nichols gets the tap down here. It's taken by Gallagher. Gallagher kicks it in towards centre half-forward. There's nobody home for Carlton. And Francis Burke, coming across from the outer wing, takes the mark. He's on the wrong wing. Takes his kick, however. Kicks it up towards the centre half-forward posse. Everybody flies for it. Comes down to Northey. Northey kicks it forward. Gould is backing back there. Couldn't get his hands to it. The result, a free kick against Waite. Against Waite, it's going to Ronaldson.
Quite right too, Michael.
I've no doubt about it. Ronaldson to take it. Ronaldson, it's a long kick down towards the goal square. Up goes Morphett behind. Harrow comes in. And there's tit for tat because Ross will now take it.
A lot of tired boys out there. The pace has been a cracker here today.
It's been a hard game physically, Butch.
And a very hard ground, too, to play on. The weather has been perfect. Lofts now steadying down, kicks it off the side of his boot a little. A chance there for Ronaldson. He couldn't mark. Silvani taps it away back to Nichols. It comes out here to Quirk. Quirk in trouble, fumbling. Gets his kick, though, but kicks it high. Peter Jones and Beard. Beard in good position, but dropped the mark. Overran it. Silvani comes through and he's dashed right through the centre. Out to Croswell. Croswell over towards Jesselinko. Jesselinko pushes it back in. Owen backs back, taps it over very nicely to Strang. Strang gets rid of it. Kicks it up here to where Robert Walls moves through. He takes the kick right through that half-forward flank, trying to place it, but he's placed it in a bad position, and Sheedy takes the mark.
No one home in the Carlton's forward line.
Two Carlton players down there, didn't like it at all. It took too long to get up. Here's the kick up here, and Gould or Jones. Jones is marked. Hand passes nicely.
Look
to
at
Robertson. Robertson out. Oh, bad pass. Francis Burke on his own, backing back. Well looked after too by Sheedy. He gets the kick in up towards the flank, and Gould is in there again. Carlton still 4 points in front. Gould's long kick up here, and Green took the mark. He plays on through centre half back, a short one into the centre.
And the mark taken there by Royce Hart. It's between centre half back and the centre. Hart kicks down towards centre half forward. His posse, and Billy Brown has marked for the Tigers.
Barrett screaming for it there in the pocket.
Right, Brown kicks a long one down there, backing back. Lofts is there, and Lofts pulls it in. Oh, very determined one, that. Lofts will obviously come along the outer flank now. Or will he? No, he's changed his mind. I had a feeling he might. He comes along the member stand flank, out towards Quirk. Quirk and Clay go for it. Off Quirk's hands, over the line. There'll be a throw-in on Richmond's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Tigers kicking up to the new stand end. There's a throw-in. Up they go. Ronaldson taps it down. It's taken by Bartlett. Bartlett going for a bit of a run. Swings around. Kicks downfield. They go for it. The ball bounces awkwardly over Barrett's head. And there'll be another throw-in.
Now, both sides are very tired now. Richmond's showing the strain a little bit more than Carlton, I'd say, at this particular stage, but it's still anybody's game.
Comment from Mr. Football, Ted Whitten. There's a throw-in. Jones goes up there. It's taken by Pennell. He's scragged, picked up by Gallagher. Gallagher hooks it around. Quirk and Bowden go for it. Bowden tries to pull it in. Oh, he's paying the mark. Bowden swings it across here towards Barrett, who made position beautifully.
Oh, could he kick it? I doubt it.
He's likely to do anything, this fellow. He would be 65 to 70 yards out. Bill Barrett. It's a bit of a skipping. Puts his boot into the ball. It's on its way. It's offline, I feel. And 1 point results. That's 3 points the difference. Still in favour of the Blues.
I don't know, Teddy. There's a lot of tired Carlton fellas there too.
Oh, there's no doubt this ground is very hard today.
Collins is on for Carlton. Ian Collins is on.
Gone to the centre.
Robertson, it looks like. Robertson has come off. As Lofts kicks out, favours the member stand flank once again. Jones goes in there with Michael Green. Neither's able to take the mark. They dive on top of it here. The result, Kevin Hall was on the bottom of that, looking for the free, but there'll be a ball up on Richmond's half-forward flank on the member stand side. There they go. Jones gets up there with Ronaldson, and it's Ronaldson's free.
Oh, no doubt about that at all. He moved into him, and Crouch was right underneath it and paid the free kick in the right place.
Eric Moore just roaming around the goal square there, and the big men dropped back to give him attention. Now Ronaldson, he's a good 60 yards out, puts his boot in it. Oh, it's a magnificent kick. It's a beautiful kick.
Tailed off at the last bit though, Mike.
Oh, that looked for all monies to be going through, and the wind got it, Butch.
Yeah, that wind has freshened a great deal.
2 points the difference. Carlton's favour.
I still think Richmond can win it, you know.
It's surprising that Wesloff doesn't play the Alva flank like you suggested earlier. I'd do that at this particular
He's now about to take your advice.
Luff's now kicking out to the outer flank of the MCG. It's a drop kick. It's not a bad one. Deep to the flank. Up they go there. No mark. It comes to the ground. Taken by Francis Burke. He tries a hand pass out towards Barrett. Barrett tackled by Gill. The ball still in play. Picked up by Collins, who came on as 19th man. He kicks to the weak position on the outer side. There's nobody home. They're all racing for it there. Taken by Sheedy. Sheedy tries a short one in. It comes off too, as the ball will now be driven further downfield by Roger Dean. And Kevin Hall comes in and takes a timely mark in defence.
A grand mark, that one. Under pressure all the way.
And Hopkins is on.
Well, he's pulled every trick in the book now, Barras. He's still hanging on to that 2-point lead. Up they go, a chance for a mark to Green. Yes, he's paid it. And Green is well out from goal. Couldn't possibly kick the distance. Young Hopkins on there, number 7. He's gone for the short one. And a lead on it. And Hart is marked. Now Hart can kick the distance, even though he's still a long way out.
Richmond doing all the attacking now.
Well, they've had the ball in their forward line for most of this quarter. 8 minutes gone.
Ian Nicholas off the ground for Carlton, replaced by Hopkins.
Hart concentrating. Coming up. All-important kick of the day, this one. It's slightly offline and short and touched through. 1 point the difference. How about this? Look, honestly, Carlton at half-time were done to a present.
Just on 9 minutes gone into the final quarter too.
Big John is calling for Wes to play the member stand side. It must be the attacking side, Butch.
Yeah, that's a breeze. Here's the kick. Jones and Nichols. Jones in front. It's hit down towards Collins. Collins grabbed it. That's holding the ball. Brown to take the free. Short pass down to Barrett. Barrett streaking for it. Mark. Oh, and showed it to the crowd. Boy, in the grand final.
He could do anything here.
Boy, he's on an acute angle. There's that kick. Look at it.
That's his third goal. Billy Barrett. Started off in the centre, went to full forward, kicked 2 goals now. Back in the centre. That's put Richmond in front again.
When you first buy a home, you don't really own very much of it, do you? But if you have a Westpac home loan, you can own more of your home much sooner. You can reduce the term of your loan without increasing the amount of your repayments. You can even vary your loan at any time to suit your changing circumstances. Just talk to your Westpac branch about these and other ways you can own your home sooner.
You can bank on us.
All Australia's laughing at City Slickers.
Fabulous. Funniest movie we've seen for a very long time.
Sensational.
He's a genius. It was great.
It was very funny.
Excellent. It was just fantastic. It's probably the best film I've seen in years. It's wonderful.
One of the best movies I've seen in a long, long time.
Oh, which the kids could have seen that. Amazing. Great film. Yeah.
Go and see it.
City Slickers. See it now.
Nothing's right.
Yeah, well, what about speed cameras?
What about speed cameras? What about speed cameras?
Mate,
Watch yourself, pal. Who are we trying to impress here? All right. Come on. Hey, guys, you knock it off? You want it? You knock it off, all right? You idiot. Come on, then. Shake it out.
We were following them, you know? We're all mates, all dead. You think it can't happen, but why these guys? Why this town?
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. Coles' new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
This weekend, a main event doubleheader.
When you were born, your nose came out first. 3 weeks later, they found you, unfortunately.
Tonight, the Acropolis against Fast Forward.
Very, very tasteful.
They're all going out on a grand final night rampage.
Every night for me is a fantasy.
And tomorrow night, the stars are still shining at 7:30.
We've got a whole stack of fun to have.
2 all-star main events this grand final weekend.
How could you go wrong?
Tonight at 6:30, tomorrow at 7:30. It's huge on 7.
Back in the centre, Jeff Crouch bounces the ball. The players move in, but up they go. Neither ruckman gets a tap down. Taken by Francis Burke. Burke drives to the flank position on the member stand side. Kevin Hall knocks it away. There is in a bit of trouble. Hall is held. He must get the free.
He deserves it. He's been under a lot of pressure in this early part of the last quarter here at the grand final at the MCG. The kick high up towards Michael Green. And Croswell, no, he's let it play on, and Clay's got it now. He kicks up towards Northey on his own, and he's marked. Plays on. It's a wonky goal kick, though. In comes Royce Hart, hits it away from Gould that time. Over here towards young Hopkins, getting his first kick in the grand final. Up here towards centre-half forward, Strang in good position from behind. Oh, it's a mark in front of Baird. Richmond 5 points in front.
Waiting for Baird to take his kick now. He's a little wide of the centre-half back position towards the flank on the member stand side. Takes his kick up towards centre-half forward. Plenty of Carlton defenders there. Not pulled down by Bowden. A twist ahead here by Hopkins. In comes Gould. Gould is still going. He can't pick it up. Bowden is taken to the ground. Hopkins tries a hand pass. Billy Brown comes in and round the neck.
Clay on his own.
Dick Clay is on the half-forward flank. You heard Teddy Winton sing out. He saw the move coming, and Clay has marked on the half-forward flank on the member stand side. The lead from Moore. The ball goes high. The players move into it. Ronaldson's there. As the ball comes to the ground, taken by Gill. He loses it, however. Picked up here. Hand pass across towards Roger Dean. But Northey comes in. Northey snaps. It's through.
It's his second goal, John Northey.
How was that concentration, Teddy?
Oh, yes, they had it on their own. There was 3 of them there. He had plenty of time to turn around and kick it straight and right up. But I tell you what, it's pressure out there. It's easy to say it up here.
Well, can Carlton get back into it? A ton of time left, of course. A lot of time.
Croswell on the ball.
12 minutes gone. 12 minutes gone in the final quarter of the 69 grand final. Crouch bounces the ball. Done a great job all day. Michael Green goes up there with Jones. Picked up by Bartlett. Bartlett up towards centre-half forward. Northey overruns the ball. Taken by Hall of Carlton. Hall puts a long one down to the flank position. Here's a go. Robert Walls. Walls plays straight on. Walls steadies. He kicks the big ones off the side of his boot. And there's a mark for Strang of Richmond.
That's exactly where he should have put it too, by the way, apart from the Strang getting in the way.
Strang comes along the member stand flank. The mark has been taken there by Quirk. He's grabbed. He loses possession. Play on as a call. The ball is picked up. Hooked around here towards the wing position on the member stand side. Barrett comes in. Barrett tries a long hand pass to Bartlett. It comes off. Bartlett gets his kick up to the half-forward flank on the member stand side. Nobody able to pull the mark in. Through they come. Oh, down goes Hart. It's picked up by Moore. Moore swings it around. The ball bounces. Through comes Gill. And they struggle the ball over the line, and there'll be a throw-in. A A throw in the forward pocket for Richmond on the member stand side. They're kicking to the new stand end.
Did Lofsy give it to Royce Hart then?
Oh, went right through him. The throw-in takes place. Ronaldson from behind there. Comes down towards Wade. It's close to the boundary line. Over it goes. There'll be another throw-in. They've moved it around about 10 yards. Throw-in takes place. Ronaldson and Jones once again. Jones taps it down. Oh, a bit of misunderstanding. Gill's free kick.
No worries.
Held ball not in possession. Now where will Gill go?
He's got no one to kick it to out here on the member stand flank. Big Jones racing up now.
The kick. The players move in. Crosswell went up high. Clay comes out with it. Clay steadies. It's a long kick, but it's well offline. And 1 point results. When I say well offline, it came in, didn't it?
That's what I said before, Mike. The higher they kick that ball out there, let the wind get hold of it, it certainly swings it around. Well, they're attacking hard, Richmond.
Wesley Lofts now to kick out. And he's saying, I'm kicking over to that flank. Here he goes. That's a long kick deep to the half-back flank on the outer side. They all fly for it. Roger Dean chips in. Roger the Lodger, a hand pass to Bowden. Bowden tries a long one downfield. It's offline too and bounces over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in Richmond's forward pocket on the outer side.
12 points, exactly the difference. Richmond in front. Throw in. In goes Big Jones. Pushed away from him by Ronaldson, but nicely taken away by Kevin Hall in towards Quirk. He's over the top of it, but recovers nicely. Right through the middle he's going. And a long kick out here towards the flank. Robert Wool's in good position, but it's forced away from him by Bergen. He recovers, snaps it back, and Sheedy marks. I beg your pardon, Strang. Strang's kick goes into the centre. A chance for Dick Clay. He marks. He's right in the middle.
Oh, the Tigers are coming home strongly. The kick now, it's a long one. It's over.
That's Northey's kick. Northey's kick, held by Kevin Hall.
Oh, what a pity, because that was an easy mark for Jones.
And umpire Krauss was spot on there with that one.
And he must have been watching behind.
I was watching there. That's where you picked them up, Mike. He's kicked 2 goals already, John Northey.
Well, Northey would be 45 to 50 yards out, directly in front, kicking to the new stand end. It's on its way. The result, it's dropped a bit short.
And touched by Moore.
Oh, gee whiz.
Did drop short.
I thought he would have marked that Moore.
Well, he could have really, but I think the wind grabbed that one again, Ted.
Yeah.
There's Lofts coming out the member stand flank this time. He's going everywhere, but Michael Green is there. Nobody able to hold the mark. Comes down here. Clay and Hopkins going for it. In comes Crosswell. Crosswell is shepherded by Hopkins. Crosswell's kick is a poor one. These fellas must be tremendously tired. In comes Barry Richardson as the ball trickles over the boundary line on Carlton's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Can the Blues get a couple of quick ones? We wait for the throw-in. Michael Green going in there with Robert Walls. Michael Green gets a tap down. In they come. Bergen comes in there for Richmond. Bit of pushing going on. Sheedy's waiting behind Gallagher there. Gallagher almost lost his head.
He deserved that kick.
And
Gallagher.
he will get the free.
Jezelenko's on the ball with Nichols in the square. Gallagher taking his time about getting it up. He's calling for it, Big John. And there it is, right into the square. Nichols comes out, pushed aside. Down it comes. Jackson missed it. Taken away nicely by Sheedy. Oh, and a bad one. Allows Crane to get in. He dropped it.
Play on. Ball up.
Yeah, what's he going to do? The goal umpire's coming out here. There's been a bit of a misunderstanding behind play.
I think a boundary umpire's come out spoken to Silvani. All he did. Oh, don't. Oh,
anyhow, on with the game. Green over here. Taken away by Bartlett. Tackled by Jezelenko. Jezelenko allows the ball bounce. Dashes around there. A nice hand pass to Crane. His kick goes deep in towards Nichols again, who's in the square. Taps it away. Taken by Beard. It's a scramble of players there, as you can well see, and it's forced over the boundary line. No, through for 1 point.
Well, they want to keep that ball there now, Carlton, to still have a chance in this game with about 18 minutes played in the last quarter. They, 11 points behind?
17 and a half minutes gone, Teddy.
They're 2 goals out of it.
Richardson now, he's going to come along the member stand flank. This could be dangerous, but Dick Clay anticipated beautifully and cut in to take that mark. play of Richmond now up towards the wing position. Barrett is there. Collins goes up behind him for Carlton. Taken by Kevin Hall. In comes Northey. Collins comes in there. He's scragged. He's taken to the ground. He's still playing the ball in front of him. It's taken by Bergen of Richmond. Bergen now up towards centre-half forward. They come out to meet it there. No mark. To the ground it comes. Moore overruns it. A hand pass out towards Gould. Gould back here towards Waite. Out it comes into no man's land. Picked up by Kevin Hall. Hall along, hand pass to Collins. Collins back to Hall. Hall into trouble. Oh, he's down. And play. Oh! And Crouch is letting it go on. And the crowd loving every minute of it. Here's Quirk trying to pick it up. He's scragged. Oh, come on, Jeffrey. Don't leave it go too far.
Oh, gee whiz.
I think you'll see that most grand final umpires pretty well put the whistle away the last quarter.
Well, that might have gone a little bit too far.
Yes, I really feel that he did then, but
still, he's done a magnificent job, Jeff Crouch, and he's umpiring. And the crowd are really appreciating every minute of this.
Eric Moore.
I reckon Bond will come on then if Moore's coming off. Wait for the throw in there. On Carlton's, bounce rather.
Bond is on.
There's the bounce, not far out from the Carlton goal. Nickelback's back. And it's kicked out here on the full. Oh, golly, and Quirk to take it. Well, Bergen got his foot to that and couldn't control it. Brian Quirk now, putting Carlton deep down into attack. The players move into it. Big Nichols in that lot. Not able to pull it down, however. There's another Stacks on the mill. And there'll be a ball up 25 yards out from the Carlton goal.
Michael, both these sides are very weary.
Oh, Butch.
Tremendously hard match.
The bounce takes place. Up they go. Michael Green still fighting his heart out. So too is John Nichols. Silvani's there. Bowden goes over with it. He can't break clear. Gallagher's got him. Oh.
Bowden's kick.
Free, no worry.
Bowden's kick.
Yeah, I know, but how stiff can you be? You have to stop him, didn't he?
Dean leading out to that opposite flank, and he's on at the lead too, but the kick's not a good one. Let's Pennell in, and Crane. Crane's got a shot at goal here. It's right across the face of goal for 1 point. 11 points the difference.
Two straight kicks. Two straight kicks, and Carlton are back in front, and they're attacking.
And 20 minutes gone.
About 10 minutes to go. I was about to say that. Richardson now. It's a game of cat and mouse here now. Nobody wants to make the error. Richardson very doubtful as to where he should kick in, but I think he's picked the wrong flank. The kick out here where Big Jones moves in, punches over the top of Green, taken away nicely by Clay though, and here's Ronaldson's chance to mark. Oh, over the top of him comes Waite. He forces the ball over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw-in. Now it's just forward of the centre wing position. Richmond in good position here now. Big Jones from behind. And hits though, nicely hit down to Bartlett though. Bartlett kicks, and there's Barrett on his own here. He's marked it. Beautifully placed ball there by Bart.
The Bond in the square. Have a look at him, Billy.
Oh, he'll have a shot.
Bartlett up there in the forward zone too as Barrett comes up to take his kick. Billy Barrett puts his boot behind it. It's dropping short and forced through for one behind.
Exactly 12 points the difference again. Richmond hanging on to this.
8-12, 10-12. Richmond's favour. The people are at fever pitch here at the MCG.
Oh, Loft should go down the middle.
Loft's kick now out towards the member stand flank once again, and Michael Green, the hero, has pulled it down. I tell you what, if he turns out to be as good a lawyer as he is solicitor, watch out some of the big boys. Michael Green is, well, he's a good 65 yards out. On an angle, his kick, the wind is bringing it around. I don't think it'll bring it around enough. Another behind to the Tigers.
Well, that's loaded pretty safe. They need 3 goals now, Carlton. 13 points in front, Richmond, 23 points, and as we mentioned earlier, it was going to be the survival of the fittest here, and no doubt that Richmond are coming home better. Waite about to kick in, and it's a good kick too. Bowden in front will take the mark.
Oh, they're playing as if they got the smell of this 1969 premiership flag in their hands.
22 and a half minutes of the final quarter gone. at the 1969 Grand Final. El St Kevin's boy, Michael Bowden, puts his boot into it. It's off the side a trifle, and Lofts comes out and marks there in defence. He says, get away.
Oh, don't do that now, Wes.
Oh, one mistake and you're out. Lofts kick to the half-back flank. Quirk jumps in there, has it knocked away by Clay. Goes over towards Northey. Northey can't pick it up. Kevin Hall comes through there. Hall picks up, he runs into trouble, however.
Too high.
And he's getting a free. A little bit high. Hand pass immediately to Gould. Gould knocked it on. It goes to Sergio Silvani. The old champ kicks down to the half-forward flank. Hopkins takes it on the half volley. Hooks it around there towards centre half forward. But waiting there is Kevin Sheedy of Richmond.
They've got them covered, Mike. Richmond are playing like a
15-yard penalty.
slide.
Gee, and that breeze has sprung up.
What credit to Tommy Hafey, eh? The fellas that try to undermine him midway through the season must be looking very red in the face right now. Up they go. It's Richmond again. Michael Green. Green takes a short one out here. He must be pretty... Oh! There could be a free to Collins. The play on is a call. Roger Dean comes in. Dean's still going. The whistle hasn't blown. And Carlton get it down to their half-forward flank on the outer side. There's old Sideburn Sheedy himself.
Looking for the forwards down there, the Carlton forwards.
The kick now, up towards centre half forward. Up they go once again. Nichols is there. Nichols can't pick the ball up. In comes little Bartlett of Richmond.
Oh, how do you do so?
Right on his
He's a sick
baton
boy,
there.
Bartlett, too. He copped another one just after that. And he went down again. Now Bartlett couldn't possibly kick the distance here, but he'll look for the pass. 25 minutes, just about 25, is it,
Just
Mike?
on 25 minutes gone, Alan, yes.
Now here's the kick by Bartlett. It's a wonky one off the side of his boot. Northey's a chance. Lofts also through came Waite, but look, they can hardly walk, these players, much less run.
What a tremendous grand final.
Throw in Richmond's forward pocket. In comes Nichols, hits down nicely to Gallagher. Gallagher in drive.
Oh, around the neck.
And yes, around the neck. He played for it and got it.
I don't think he played for anything, Butch. I think he just wanted to get out of there. Gallagher to take it. He's in the back pocket on the member stand side. Takes his kick. Plenty of Richmond fellows there. Jesselenko, oh, he's up there. They're taken by Bartlett. Bartlett blazes away in the goal score. Look at that. On. Oh, in the goal score. Now, I don't believe umpires should touch players.
That's right.
That's all right.
Just putting you right off the line.
Waite now being settled down by Crouch. What's he used? This is over. Bond, right through the middle. And the Tigers draw.
So, what do you think?
Well, it certainly is a very attractive offer. Salary, travel, it's all very generous. But I've still got this ambition to do it for myself. I've already got a couple of irons in the fire. And if I don't try now, then I'll never know. This is some car. Have you had it long?
No, this is mine. It was going to be yours.
With four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer, ABS brakes, 16-valve intercooled turbo engine.
Would you care for a drive? Well, on the other hand, I could learn a lot from you.
The Galant VR4.
Here at Rev, we work very hard to give you all the taste of regular milk with 70% less fat.
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
Leisureland is open every day during the September school holidays, from Sunday, September the 22nd until Sunday the 6th of October. New low prices. Adults $10, children $9, senior citizens $6, children under 3 are free. At Leisureland, where after admission all rides are free.
Leisureland's great fun! Leisureland Fair, down on Hastings Road, Langwarrin.
At Jack Daniel's Distillery, pitch and barrel bungs is something we do when we're waiting for our whiskey to age. You see, it takes a lot of years for a batch of Jack Daniel's to get ready. Just a sip, and you'll be glad we got such a nice way of passing the time.
Just warming up.
Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey.
To them, it was an adventure.
What the hell do you know about war?
The British called it suicide, but this was to become Australia's finest hour.
We cannot fail.
A true story of mateship, courage, and love.
I didn't want to shoot a man in the back.
The fall of an empire. And the birth of a legend. John Blake, Peter Phelps, John Walton, Tony Bonner, Bill Kerr, Gary Sweet, Sigrid Thornton, and Anthony Andrews. Filmed by Australia's Dean Semler, The Light Horseman, tonight.
Back in the centre, the ball's bounced. Nichols is there, takes it, he hands it across to Silvani. Silvani gets a quick kick, but it's intercepted by Bergen of Richmond. Bergen, it's a long one to the half-forward, taking the member stand side, and there it is. Michael Bowden to take the mark.
And winning all over his place. Have a look. Well,
he's got it. Bowden now. Carlton players looking pretty weary as Richmond come home like trains. There's a kick down forward. Silvani still trying. Hart went up there. Bartlett!
He's delirious, Bartlett. Look. He knew as soon as it went off his boot that it was through.
That's right.
And he started rolling around.
That's right. He reacted to it. 8-12 to 12-13, and you can shut the gate.
Well, Richmond have done what they did to every other side. They've ran them off their feet.
I just saw something then. Tommy Hafey sent the runner out again for something or other. Oh, he's taking Bowden off and bringing Rex Hunt on. There's Dick Clay going forward for the Tigers. Clay now to the half-forward fake on the outer side. Ian Collins of Carlton is marked. Collins now about to put the Blues into attack. Time quickly running out for last year's premiers. The kick towards centre half forward. They set themselves. Oh, I've got him all mixed up. Bergen went up high. Bergen went up high for Richmond too. And through comes Crane for Carlton. Overruns the ball. Taken by Francis Burke. Francis Burke to the weak position on the outer side. And little Billy Brown has marked. Gee, Bergen went up, and Crosswell apparently went up high too, Ted.
That's right.
There it is, out to the wing position once again. Through comes Collins. Collins of Carlton down towards centre half forward. And here's Bergen. I won't stutter this time.
He won an improver this time.
Oh, he's played magnificently. Bergen now. He takes his kick out towards the wing position on the outer side. And all those players are still fighting their hearts out there. A chance here for Crane. Crane still battling on for the Blues. This kick hasn't got a great deal of strength. It falls into the arms of Gallagher. And Carlton going down valiantly. Kick from Gallagher down to the goal square. It's a long kick. Jackson's in there, but who is it?
Richardson.
None other than Barry Richardson. I knew who it was, Teddy.
Played a great game.
He has played probably the equal, if not better, than any other man on the ground.
Yes, true. 29 minutes gone now. And the sands of time is going away from Carlton. A valiant effort. They put in a tremendous third quarter. And it just took too much out of them, really, to get back and lead Richmond. Billy Brown now gets the kick in towards the centre. Big Michael Green in there, but it's punched down. Taken away nicely by Royce Hart. Gets onto that left foot. Hooks it in towards centre half forward. No mark to Bartlett. Down it comes. Through goes Loss. Trying hard. Little Hopkins gets it. Kicks up towards the flank. Oh, and more to centre-half forward. Through comes Bergen again. His kick goes up towards centre-half forward. Lofts marks.
Give full credit to Carlton, too. Give credit to Carlton. They're not giving up easily, are they?
Oh, they've tried.
Loft says to Barrett, oh, mate's excellent. Get out of my way, son. Loftsy takes his kick now down towards centre-half forward. Silvani is there, and Silvani marks. Silvani swings around, kicks it out towards the pocket on the outer side. Jesselenko's there, but the ball bounces awkwardly for him. Through comes Barry Richardson once again. Richardson deep to the half-forward flank on that outer side. The ball bounces, taken by Roger Dean. Roger Dean up towards centre-half forward. It's Northey's free kick. Northey is a little wide of centre-half forward out towards the flank on the outer side. 30 and a half minutes gone of the final quarter. John Northey, what a player he is, and Kevin Hall has done well on him too, Ted.
That's right, he's had a pretty hard job, mate.
The kick from Northey downstream, it's fumbled there, it's got to Pennell. Pennell now out to the flank on the outer side. The players set themselves, nobody able to mark. Francis Burke was in that lot. Silvani's got it. Silvani struggles it forward, taken by Crane. Crane swings around, gets his kick to the half-forward flank on the outer side. Jackson's in front, but who's going to be? Richardson, the mark, and Richmond are premiers 1969. Richmond premiers 1969, and the final scoreboard reads Carlton 8, 12, 16, Richmond 12, 13, 85.
Well, the Tigers ran away with it in the last quarter and ran out winners 12-13, 85 to the Blues 8-12, 60. Carlton managing just 2 behinds in the last quarter. KB Old Hungry.
Hungry at his best again. He loves those grand finals. Wasn't it great to see him kick that winning goal in the final minutes of the last quarter? And KB, well, he's got a great track record in grand finals when you consider he held the goal-kicking record in grand finals of 7 for many years until Dermot Brereton upset it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And Royce Hart, you know, played that game while on national service, and the next week went over to South Australia and played another grand final over there for Glenelg. He was a winner in the VFL and a loser in the SANFL.
Do you think he might have celebrated a bit hard after the Richmond one?
Oh, I think it'd be pretty hard to sort of think to yourself, well, you've got another game coming up, I'll just go easy. I think Royce was a bit of a celebrator, wasn't he?
Well, I guess all the people at Richmond were in those days.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope all you Tiger fans out there enjoyed that one from 1969. What about the crowds then? 119,000. And the next year, the all-time record was set when 121,000 went to the MCG. We'll be back with more in the Footy Marathon after a short break.
When you first buy a home, you don't really own very much of it, do you? But if you have a Westpac home loan, you can own more of your home much sooner. You can reduce the term of your loan without increasing the amount of your repayments. You can even vary your loan at any time to suit your changing circumstances. Just talk to your Westpac branch about these and other ways you can own your home sooner.
You can bank on us.
Pete. Hey? Haven't seen you since you left town. My girlfriend.
We got married.
I'm happy for you.
She left me for a truckie.
Now I'm even happier.
Having a beer?
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Sure. Something else I remember.
Yeah?
It's your chef.
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
You got a smile so bright. You know you should have been a candle. You make me feel so right. There's nothing you can't handle. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the
is open every day during the September school holidays. From Sunday, September the 22nd until Sunday the 6th of October. New low prices. Adults $10, children $9, senior citizens $6, children under 3 are free. At Leisureland, where after admission all rides are free.
Leisureland's great fun! Leisureland Fair, down on Hastings Road, Langwarrin.
Australia's greatest hero was loved by the nation.
Got a gift, something other people would give anything for.
But there's so much more to this story.
So I do some more massage on your back.
Outside the ring, he fought a fierce personal battle.
Like old times, eh?
To win control of his life.
Men with thick wallets and women with even bigger tits all over Geelong. I love you.
A mini-series that explores the passionate life of an Australian legend. Shell presents the world premiere of Rose Against the Odds. Sunday on 7.
Back in the mid-80s, Hawthorn and Essendon were the gun teams in the competition. In fact, 3 years in a row they played off in the grand final, 83, 84 and 85. We're going back to 1984, the middle year. We're not going to show you the grand final. Do you remember the second semi-final played at the MCG? It was the first year of Sunday finals, and the two teams who were the arch enemies at that stage turned on an absolute ripper. And I particularly remember it for the clash of the wingmen, Bertie Domenico and Merv Neagle.
Yes, well, I sat in the southern stand and watched that game with awe. It was one of the greatest finals that I've ever been to. It was like the Indian arm wrestle, Essendon, Hawthorn, Essendon, finally Hawthorn. But it was one of the great battles too between Dipper and Mervyn Neagle, as his mother likes to have him referred to.
I think at that stage we might have been calling him Nagel, but she eventually rang up and got the message to all the commentators. Yeah.
Yes, well, I lived with Merv for about 6 months and he was adamant that it was Mervyn Neagle.
All right. Well, we'll see how they called it in the second semi in 1984. A fantastic game. Hope you enjoy this. But let's take a look at the score at three-quarter time and nothing in it. The Bombers leading by a point, 13-14 to 13 goals 13. The last quarter, a rib tickler. Here it is.
On Seven's Big League, it's the final quarter of the 1984 second semi-final. Essendon leading Hawthorn 92 to 91 after they outscored them in the previous two quarters. Picked up by Williams. Williams' kick is a short one. Tuck has to fist the ball clear. Back towards centre field. Williams again has the chance to put Essendon into attack. Can't do so. Watson fires out a hand pass. Knock on by Izzard. Knock on by Van der Haar. Lester Smith is there. Bad hand pass. Loveridge is good enough to pick it up ultimately. Out to the point of the square. Reed went a knock on. Back to Watson again. Three Essendon players in the centre. Robertson has the pace but doesn't get the bounce. Watson again. Up towards half forward. Straub can't take the mark or can't even spoil. It's no mark to Danaher either. And the umpire, watching it pretty closely, has decided to ball it up at half forward for the Bombers.
Another good effort by Straub. That's the second time he's done that.
Yes, he looked hopelessly out of position there. Ball up at centre half forward for Essendon. They lead by 1 point in the first minute of the final term. Knocked down by Madden. Chris Mew gets clear. He got grabbed too high. The umpire played a free kick but then let it go. Up to Matthews. Can't take the grab. He's a long way from goal. Walsh is there. Taps the ball forward. Picked up by Eade. Eade out towards left half forward flank. Clark will get there first for Essendon. The hand pass effective to Hawker and he's caught. On centre wing. Hurd. Missed it. Picked up by Schwab. And Judge takes the mark. The first I think he's taken since quarter time. He's gone for DP Domenico in the goal square. He can't quite make ground to it. And the ball out of bounds, right forward pocket for Hawthorn. Bertie crawled for it, but he was picked up pretty quickly. So boundary throw in, right forward pocket for Hawthorn. They trailed by a point. Knocked down by Byrne. Can't find DP Domenico. Finally he's got it, just about out of bounds. He shoots at goal. A wild shot is out of bounds on the full and the free kick will go Essendon's way. Not even quite sure which side of the goals it went out of it. Now it's going to be left back pocket and the free kick will be going not to Duckworth but to Glenn Hawker.
Hawker with the kick out there towards the half-back line, a point the difference. Mark dropped that time by Lester Smith. It was a difficult one. Robertson gets it back now. Russo with a hand pass to Loveridge. He's grabbed. Another one coming over to Lester Smith. Gets the ball down there towards the forward pocket. Byrne flies. He might have got the mark, and that was the move that Bob mentioned, putting him down there because we did suggest they had no one down there to take a mark, and this could be a successful move.
We'll watch on replay, and
Byrne juggling that one, but he's within kicking distance. He's only 35 metres out from goal, has plenty of goal open to him.
And, of course, the difference, a point in favour of Essendon. This will put the Hawks in front by 5 points if it's successful. And we're approaching the 3-minute mark of this last quarter on the big lead. There's the kick on its way. It's a left footer. What's he done with it? 1 point, so scores a dead level. That was a chance for Byrne. 92 points apiece. Running on Duckworth, going for the short kick. Gets around Matthews, who nearly copped him that time, but he shrugged him off a bad bounce, but he's okay. There's no one within two. He goes for the long kick over the centre line. Swab flies, couldn't hold the mark. The ball pushed on again that time by Russo, picked up out there by Loveridge. A short kick coming over and out of Mew. Another one back to Russo. It was a bad hand pass. Williams nearly copped him. He finishes up running into Danaher. It's a bad kick. Going after it now is Big Byrne. Breaks clear, goes for a pass. It's a beauty and a mark taken here by Brereton. Be good distance out from goal. Scores a dead level. There's the kick on its way. He's hooked it. Duckworth couldn't hold. There's a chance now. DP and Matthews messed each other up that time as the ball goes back there to centre half forward. Punched away by Robertson. Wallace gets a hand pass. Back there to McCarthy. Back to Eade. Another wide one out there coming there to meet it now as Grimm. It's tapped away by Hurd. Now it's a chance for Judge out there at half forward. He's hooked the ball back to the forward pocket. Matthews flies, couldn't hold the mark. It'll go for the boundary line. He and Duckworth fighting for it, but it's out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. You see Duckworth in it, but no, was it Watson?
I think
might have been the cramp.
Boundary throw in, knocked down by Merritt. Off the ground, I think that was Green. And out of bounds, it will be another boundary throw in. This time a little bit closer to Hawthorn's goal, but only marginally. Byrne, number 21. They're at 25. They'll do the ruck work. Knocked over the back by Byrne. He's found Judge. Judge trying to get onto the right foot to shoot for goal, which he does. Any score will put Hawthorn in front, and I think he's put it through for a goal. That's 3 goals to Judge. Hawthorn lead by 6 points in the final term. 14-14-98 to 13-14-92.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth.
Help me! You've got to help me! Let me in! Let her in! Okay. Oh, hold this, hold it.
Chocolate, I think.
Nothing's right. Yeah, well, what about speed cameras?
What about speed cameras? What about speed cameras? Mate. Watch yourself, pal. Who are we trying to impress here? All right. Come on. Hey, guys, you knock it off? You want? You knock it off, all right?
You idiot!
Come on, then. Check it out. We were following them, you know? We're all mates. All dead. You think it can't happen, but why these guys? Why this town?
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
guys.
On Hinch next week, the inside story on Princess Diana's family feud.
10 of the Van Dykes have gone.
And why did Diana allegedly steal the family bed linen?
Nothing allegedly about it. She was sprung. She was caught red-handed.
A right royal row.
And they're all ending up on the Hinch program.
Next week, exclusive to Hinch.
On Monday, the mayhem moves into top gear with Steve chatting to Mickey Rooney and Julian Clary.
Happy days are here again.
On tonight live.
3 goals to Ken Judge, 6 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Van der Haar moved to defence. The umpire has found a free kick, certainly penalising the side, it would appear. They didn't play the advantage rule there. McCarthy has the free. He's gone out wide to Lester Smith on right centre wing. He's gone for a short pass at Langford, takes the mark at centre half forward. Langford preferred by Alan Jeans to Curran, maybe in view of the greasy conditions.
Well, I wonder if that's a good move, moving Van der Haar down there in defence at this early stage of this quarter, because they're only in front by a goal.
He may be injured. Langford, usually a long kick. That's a long kick. Off the hands of Van der Haar and Byrne, and out of bounds or a point. It's the latter. And so the scores on Seven's Big League. Hawthorn 99, leading Essendon 92.
7 points the difference, just over the 6-minute mark. Waiting on Duckworth to bring the ball back into play. He's had a great duel with Matthews, but Matthews has kicked 3 goals up to this stage of the game. The ball back into play. Langford and Weston both missed it. The back of the pack is watching. Got a chance to streak away, but Robertson's right on his tail. The kick is not a good one, and a mark taken here at centre half forward by Lester Smith. Played a fair game today. He's coming across that time with Neagle. They both dropped it now. Neagle recovers quickly. Takes a wide turn, goes for a pass, not a good one, but it might be all right, and Weston saves it there. Did he pick it up on the first bounce or not?
No, it's a mark.
A mark there to Weston round about the centre field area. 7 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. But the Bombers always bounce back. They have today, at least. What's that, a free kick to Schwab, and he's played a fair game too, Bob.
Yes, he's done a good job. He's really made some wonderful efforts and just curtailed him down there.
There's Tuck driving the ball back there. Nagel couldn't hold that one. Picked up by Weston, backing up well. The ball over the centre half forward position. Tapped on by Lester Smith. Tapped out again by Robertson. Over to Lester Smith. Another hand pass to Green. He hasn't had many touches today, but he gets this one out okay to Schwab. Goes for the long kick. Looking up there for Byrne, and Matthews in front. Oh, he dropped it. Down he goes. The umpire said it might be a free kick. No, he's called play on us. Judge spins out of the pack. He's grabbed it, could be dropping the ball against him. It is. Van der Haar's down in the serious... well, he looks as though he's serious. The ball dropping short, but the umpire's going to ball it back. It's a 15-metre penalty. 7 points the difference. Got one on the face, Van der Haar. A little bit groggy. There's the kick out there to Danaher. Having a bit of trouble. Ducks their head. They collar him as he goes down. They pile on top of him. The umpire said it'll be a ball up out there on the centre wing position. Hawthorn 14-15-99 to Essendon 13-14-92. A difference of 7 points just over the 8-minute mark of this last quarter. Van der Haar coming off the ground, I think.
Van der Haar off the ground, it would appear. Ball up on the outer side. McCarthy and Merritt. Picked up by Merritt. He can't get clear. No one can. Finally, it's Donnell. Just about threw the ball out of the pack, but not to an Essendon player. Green goes down. He can't get clear either. It's a real scramble out there with the greasy ball, and once again we'll see a bounce pretty well at centre field. But Van der Haar off the ground, and that means that Thompson has come back on. Where's he gone? Out towards the action straight away. McCarthy and Merritt. Going through solidly is Watson. New. Not fast enough. Williams is there. Picked up by DP Domenico, or in fact he's trying to pick it up. It's out of bounds, I think. And it will be a boundary throw in left forward pocket for Essendon. 9 minutes gone in the final quarter as we watch that in replay. And a nice old shirt front. Up down by Matt. Picked up by Mew. Long clearing torpedo punt kick out towards centre wing. Weston and Brereton. Folds. Gives it straight to Langford, who says thanks very much, and kicks it into the open spaces at right half forward. Matthews and Duckworth. Duckworth gets the kick in and puts it towards the boundary line, which it traverses. Right half forward flank for Hawthorn, and Van der Haar looking a little bit groggy out there. Club doctor having a look at him.
Oh, he's got it right across the eye.
Certainly sting. McCarthy and Madden.
Langford put the hip and shoulder in, but it will be a ball up. Still at right half forward flank for Hawthorn. And we've been playing just on the 10-minute mark of the term.
7 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn on their half forward on about 60 metres out from their goal. Knocked out that time by McCarthy. It hits the deck. Watson comes in to meet it. Bounces right for him. Another long hand pass coming over to Hawker. Hawker's cleared. Judges after him. He gets a long kick out there towards the wing position. It's Danaher and Mew racing after. Danaher's first there, but he fumbles. This gives Mew a chance, but he won't give, and he kicks it off the ground. Good play. In goes O'Halloran. He's grabbed by Matt, but he shrugs him off beautifully. A hand pass to Robertson. And the racehorse goes for a long hand pass out to Rodney Eade. Neagle's after him, another short pass. It's all right, and Brereton's got the mark. And Hawthorn starting to look a lot better, particularly around their forward line. The lead made by Di Domenico. Byrne at the back, got the sit here over Walsh. He positioned himself properly, punched on again by Merritt. The ball going for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 30 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. They're 14-15-99 to Essendon 13-14-92 as we approach the 11-minute mark of this last quarter. Knocked out by Merritt, grabbed that time by Wallace, but the kick was smothered. Tries to get it out. Plenty of scrimmaging going on there, and the umpire will ball it up about 20 metres out from the Hawthorn goal.
Can't help but admire the endeavour of both teams, Lee.
Well, it's been a tough slogging match, and I should imagine the Magpies would be happy about this too. Because they play the loser next week in the preliminary final in VFL Park as the ball hits the deck. Still plenty of fumbling as Western tries to come out of the pack. Gets a hand pass back to Fowles. A hurried kick out there towards that wing position, but there's that little Swab coming out. He's played a fine game today.
Yes, he has.
And Swab's got the mark out there at half back. Hawthorn have been into attack for most of this quarter, and they lead by 7 points. If we wait now for Swab to drive it well up there towards Byrne at the full forward position. Matthews punched away. Chance now for the ball to come back to O'Halloran. Oh, Neagle got out the way that time. A hand pass back to Neagle again. He's clear. Goes for a short pass. Over there to Danaher. Fumbles, but he clears okay now. He goes for a short pass. This looks dangerous as we see Baker running to an open goal. Fires. It'll be good a goal. So the difference now only 1 point. That's 3 goals to Baker. 14-14, 98 Essendon to Hawthorn, 14-15, 99.
And once again, really set up at the other end of the ground as Nagel puts the ball down towards Danaher. Danaher does well to trap it. Magnificent pass across to Baker, and you can't give Baker many opportunities because his disposal is superb, and right through the centre it goes.
12 and a half minutes gone in the final term. Hawthorn lead by a point. Very dark here at the MCG. McCarthy doing the rough work for Hawthorn against Madden, and wins it out. Robertson caught. Out to Russo, caught by Williams, but he gets his kick in. Di Domenico getting underneath it, and Marks tries to shrug off Weston and does so. He'll go for a long shot in towards the 10-metre square. Byrne, he's got it, no!
Pretty close to a mark.
There's a mark. Out of bounds. Actually, I think Matthews might have knocked that away from him,
I think he might have. Byrne was about to grab the second time, and Matthews grabbed it as well.
Byrne and Madden. Knocked down. Wallace is there. Can he trap it? He's gone for a long hand pass. Picked up by Brereton. The snapshot won't be a score. Birdie's got the mark.
Oh, what a strong mark that was. That was a ripper, wasn't it? Oh, that was a great strong mark. Look at it.
That's just standing your ground, and really, what an example Di Domenico is to the youngsters who maybe want to play league football.
Well, if he can't lift Hawthorn today with his efforts, they really don't want to win the match, I'd suggest. Played a great game. Kicked 4 goals already. Still the leading goal kicker in the match. Chance to make it 5 from 25 metres out. Hooked it. He's hooked it and missed it.
Oh, golly, look. He's disappointed. That's the first mistake he's made all day.
Certainly deserved a goal. A great mark. Hawthorn lead by 2 points now. 100 plays 98. Let's hope
for Birdie's sake it's not the fatal mistake either, Bob, because he played too good of a game to be blamed for a loss here today.
Duckworth, again, he's just about every time put in the little kick. Didn't really gain much on that occasion, though. Over the top, Walsh can't complete the mark. Just about runs into Shane Hurd, who throws it back to Hawker. Hawker gets clear. He's played a good game. Hawker up towards centre wing. Man in front should be paid. I think, yes, Swab playing on, but it will be a mark from McCarthy. McCarthy taking the grab at left centre wing for Hawthorn, being preferred in the ruck in the final term so far by Alan Jeans. McCarthy up to left half forward flank, and this time Byrne has the mark, but it might be a free kick. No. Michael Byrne, a long way from goal. It'll be a mammoth kick to get anywhere near it. 2-on-1, Langford's there. So too is Hawker. As I said, he's played a great game, Glenn Hawker. One of the best I've seen him put in for Essendon. Donnell taking the mark at left half-back flank.
And the difference is 2 points. As we approach the 15.5-minute mark, a short pass coming up, and Watson's grabbed it out there at half-back. The Bombers won't give in. Umpire's called play on. He gets around Robertson. He was nearly hooked by the leg. Now he's lost it. Trying to do a little bit too much. Umpire's called play on as the ball goes out of bounds, but he's going to play Watson a free kick. I don't know what for. Could have been a bit lucky, Timmy.
I think he was in front of the Essendon crowd. It helped.
Well, he tried to do a little bit too much as the ball finally comes back there towards that half-forward line. Players set themselves. O'Halloran outmaneuvered that time, Merritt, and takes a strong mark there at half-back for Hawthorn. 2 points the difference. And neither side can get a big break to say they're going to win this game. A short pass. It bounces okay for Loveridge, and the little rover streaks away as he goes for the long kick, looking for Byrne again. In front, he's got it. Umpire said play on it, but that was nearly a mark as we see Weston clear the ball out wide at DP Domenico, and Donnell having a great battle. Bertie goes down, and the umpire said it'll be on the cheek, you'll get a free kick. And listen, this Essendon crowd go mad. Donnell's not too happy about it either.
We'll watch on replay.
Oh, yes, the player coming past copped him in the face.
I think Bertie might have put it over the umpire.
Well, there we see Bertie DP Domenico with a shot from about 50 metres out. I think the distance is too far. He lets fly. It's a high kick. Hits the deck. Matthews tries to get this one. There's a smother up. Fowles falls on top of it, and the umpire will ball it up right on the point of the square. Nearly 17 minutes gone. 2 points the difference, and this is a rip-roaring game. Both sides will sleep well tonight. It's been a tough battle all day. Byrne. Madden got the knockout. Grabbed by Duckworth. He's played a great game too. Finally a kick out to Watson. Short pass coming out looking for Thompson. Thompson and Lester Smith go after this one, and the ball is out of bounds. So we're right on the 17-minute mark of the last quarter. It's 14-14, 98 Essendon to Hawthorn, 14-16, 100 points.
Doesn't come up that way on the screen, but very dark here. The lights would be handy if they were completed. Knocked down by McCarthy. Out of bounds again. About 10 metres closer to the Hawthorn goal, but still to all intents and purposes on centre wing. 17.5 minutes gone.
Every time that Hawthorn looked like breaking away, Pete, the Bombers bounce back again, don't they?
Yes, neither side's had a break right throughout the afternoon. Ball finally got to Russell Greed. Oh, the old lever trick. And Duckworth takes the mark anyway. It's a 15-metre penalty. Duckworth lobs it high towards centre wing. Knocked away from Merritt. Williams is there, though. Controls it beautifully for Essendon. He's gone for a pass right down the throat of Harvey. So a chance to put Essendon in front. He's 50 metres out from goal. You can see the centre square line, but he should be able to just about put it in the square from there. It's a beautiful kick. It's a point, I think, or is it a goal? It's 1 point, so 1 point the difference. 100 to 99.
Well, I wouldn't like to predict who's going to win it, Bob.
Anybody's game, this one, Lou.
I tell you what, it'd be interesting if it was a draw, wouldn't it? Messrs. Hamilton and Aylett would be licking their lips, I think. Kicked out by Chris Mew. And the mark juggled there by Langford. Langford at the point of the square from centre half back. Looking for Brereton, he's in front and takes the mark. No, he doesn't, says the umpire. Wallace over the top to Reid, who can score. He's gone for a pass. Byrne can't take it. Plenty of Essendon players down there backing up well, one of whom is Folds. He's cleared it out wide, looking for Donnell. Bertie has to go the punch. That's a mark or free kick to the Essendon player.
Yes, Bertie should have gone the punch on that occasion. He tried to mark from behind. But Donnell, an extremely good mark. And when you're in front or behind, from Deep Edelman's case, he should have gone the punch.
Walker on left centre wing. On and turn to Weston. Up to left half forward for Essendon. The bounce will favour O'Halloran, but it's just out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw in left half forward for Essendon, with the Bombers trailing by 1 point.
19.5. We're just on the 20-minute mark of this last quarter, and a point the difference. Neither side able to get that break. Knocked away by Robertson. It's a hard one. The ball is out of bounds again, about 50 metres around from the Essendon goal, but at least it's in their attacking zone. Hawthorn have headed them off plenty of times today, but the Bombers keep on bouncing back. But both sides will be very tired tonight because it's been a hard slogging game without being, well, there's no spiteful incidents at all. We see a bit of a crash up now. While the kick is a high one by Baker. He copped one on the face that time. It comes back to Tucker. Hurried kick back there towards Wallace in the front position. Punched out. Going after it now is Donnell. He's in a bit of trouble, but still gets a hand pass out. There we see, going down that time was little Thompson. Breaks clear, drives the ball up, and Ezard's got the mark. But he's a fair distance out from goal, and Ezard's already kicked one goal. He's gone for a pass, and Timmy Watson's got the mark about 45 to 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. Well, they're trailing by a point.
It won't be much longer.
And this will put them in front by 5 points if he can kick successfully. Running on Timmy Watson. Played very well since quarter time. A point the difference. The kick is on its way. It's a high one. It's a pretty good one. Now it's touched on the line and scores a dead level.
A goal.
A goal. Oh, I couldn't see the umpire. It's a goal, so the Bombers have hit the front by 5 points.
The first person to save for a rainy day was smart enough to take 2 of everything. So if you're saving right now, why not take 2 as well? An extra 2% per annum with the bonus saver account from Westpac. No other bank gives you a bonus 2% interest when you're saving for a rainy day.
At BP, we like to think our new service stations are the best in the world, which is why our special fact-finding team is constantly checking, as unobtrusively as possible, how well our stations are maintaining the standard.
Thank you.
We're pleased to say the results have been very encouraging. But why not come and check us out for yourselves? BP, on the move.
All Australia's laughing at City Slickers.
Fabulous. Funniest we've seen for a very long time.
Sensational.
He's a genius. It was great.
It was very funny. Excellent.
It was just fantastic. It's probably the best film I've seen in years. It's wonderful.
One of the best movies I've seen in a long, long time.
Oh, which the kids going to see that? Amazing. Great film. Yeah.
Go and see it. City Slickers. See it now.
Alan Moffat's Ford dealer team didn't do things by halves in 1977.
An absolute demonstration of the crushing victory to Ford here and the Alan Moffat dealer team. A scene we've never seen before. Side by side, Colin Bond marginally in front.
A tremendous demonstration of supremacy from the Moffat Ford dealers team. Another great moment at Bathurst from Bridgestone.
Herb Fanning is the only landmark in Lynchburg, Tennessee the government doesn't know about. Our courthouse dates back to 1885. Jail's even older. And Jack Daniel's distillery is registered as America's first. The government named all 3 of these places National Historic Landmarks. And if they ever met Herb, we bet they'd name him one too. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey.
Look who's losing now.
It's great in spring carnival time, you know, the people pour in, but the next day it's like a desert.
As the race crowds fall, so does the turnover.
But the bookies want the law changed so they can take phone bets from off-course punters.
Bookies Bag, a 7 Nightly News special report, Monday.
A forced landing in the Canadian wilderness.
Can you just take me to a big city?
And a desperate search begins for a mystery sister. Sky High concludes Sunday.
Essendon lead by 5 points.
5 points the difference. Can they come back? The ball hits the deck again. A chance for Robertson to get clear. A long hand pass out to Weed. It's a bad one. He's in trouble. Ducks the head, but still gets a kick, and Hawthorn go back into attack. Duckworth couldn't hold that, but he goes after it. He won't give in. He's a terrier. They call him, and the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward for Hawthorn, about 60 metres out from their goal. It could be Timmy Watson in trouble there. 5 points the difference in favour of Essendon, and a ball up at centre half forward.
Well, if Essendon can get the next goal, they would just about be certain of being in the grand final. Williams' kick is smothered though, but plenty of Essendon players are running. They can't get clear though. A ball up again, half forward for Hawthorn. Well, Hawthorn have probably been into attack more than Essendon this quarter, but the Bombers have the points on the board. There must be 30 players around that bounce. Knocked down by McCarthy. Williams and Langford. Matthews runs into Langford, actually.
Langford. Matthews.
Well, I think he might have been lucky.
He clocked it too high.
Where did he run into? I thought he hit his own player.
Yeah,
Williams grabbed him too high. Well, it might have been a blessing in disguise. He did run into Langford because that gave Williams a chance to grab him, Pete.
Yes, as it turned out. Well, if he can see the goals, he might be able to kick it. It's so dark here, you need a miner's lamp. Won't quite make the distance, and the difference is 4 points now in favour of Essendon. We're only 2 minutes away from time on. Next goal, I reckon, would win the match. 105 to 101. Watson back on his feet, looks okay. Duckworth to bring the ball back into play. He's got cramp, I think, like Gary has had before. Duckworth not going for the small kick this time, but he's found Roger Merritt okay, marking in front of McCarthy. Essendon just having a little bit more at the moment, a little bit more go. Hawker tips it up to Baker. Baker likewise has gone for a pass. Byrne goes the fist away. Green spoons it out to Weed. They need a goal badly. Hawthorn up to Matthews and Duckworth. Duckworth again going the punch. He's played a ripper game down there. McCarthy, here's Matthews though. The rebound. He's got it onto Loveridge. Loveridge shoots. It's there. Hawthorn are back in front. What a game we've got at the MCG. The ripper final.
Great play by Matthews, Bob.
Yes, I think you really saw Matthews lift on that occasion and show the determination. On replay now, we see Loveridge, after taking it from Matthews, put it through, but still anybody's game because Essendon, well, neither side, you have to admire every player out in the ground there today. Some have had a job to do and they've done it superbly, but it's been a wonderful game of football.
Yes, it's a pity there has to be a loser today. They both deserve to win. 24 and a half minutes gone. Hawthorn lead by 2 points in the second semi-final. What a match this is. McCarthy, Williams, his kick is smothered, but it's picked up by Thompson. Fresh on the ground. Thompson's gone for a pass. Lester Smith can't mark it. Oh. They all stack up down there. Now it's Lester Smith with a second chance. He's got a fumble. Now he's okay. He gets clear.
And he's kicked the ball out to the wing position. Coming in as Judge. He's had a pretty quiet day since quarter time. That's his fifth kick, I think, since that period. The ball over the half-forward line. Hawthorn in front by 2 points. Duckworth spinning out of the pack. He's played a crackerjack game today. He's gone for a pass. It might be all right. Tapped on by Judge. Coming in to meet it now is McCarthy. A hand pass to Lester Smith. It bounces okay the second time. The ball across the centre half forward. Langford flies. He goes down. They fall over left and right. Clark gets the ball out. Bowles is smothered. They can't all kick off the ground by Langford. Nearly a kick in danger, and the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward. What a tough encounter this is.
He's definitely finished up in the southern stand.
2 points the difference. Into time on by 30 seconds in favour of Hawthorn. The ball up at centre half forward. Can the Bombers bounce back and get another goal? They've been doing it all day. Knocked out by Merritt. Kicked off the ground. Has a go now for Lester Smith. And coming in to meet it now is Dano. A good hand pass over to Thompson. The kick is smothered as the ball goes out wide. It's Harvey and Russo. Thompson backing up too, but he can't pick it up. Russo goes on the ball, knocked out of bounds. So it's out of bounds out there towards Essendon's half-forward line, about 80 metres around from their goal. 2 points the difference. Can the Bombers come back and win this game and go into the grand final? Or will it be Hawthorn again? And we're at the 26-minute mark of this last quarter. Thompson again with a hurried kick down there towards the forward pocket. Coming out to meet it is Watson, but he looks pretty sore. He went down with cramps a moment ago. Got the socks down. That's a sign of tiredness. But I think everybody on the ground would be pretty tired at this particular stage of the game. Oh, what a pressure match this has been. Knocked out back there by Matt, picked up by Russo. It's a high kick. Coming in as DP at a minute ago. The ball pushed to the boundary line, and it's out of bounds again. It's still on Essendon's half-forward line, about 60 metres around from their goal, and Hawthorn in front by 2 points. But I think this will be a long quarter. There hasn't been many goals kicked as they all try to crash through the pack. There's a long one down there coming out to meet it is Swab, but it's too long and it's out of bounds. And Swab will take the penalty free kick down there in the back pocket. 15-15, 105 Essendon to Hawthorn. Their score is 15-17, 107. The ball back there towards centre-half forward, or centre-half back for Hawthorn, and a good mark. Oh, there'll be a 15-metre penalty here, I think, for sure. No. It'll go to Mew. No, he wants to get it, but the umpire, Robertson, won't have a bar of that. Gone out wide. Lester Smith takes the mark. Oh, nearly went off. Now he's off. A long hand pass to deep here to Menigo. It's got a bounce right. He's collared. Down he goes. Well tackled. Holding the ball, the umpire said. That was a good tackle that time by Azar. A quick pass coming over there to Baker. He's grabbed. What's the result there? No, it'll be a ball up. Same decision. No different. Same incident, of course. A similar incident. Oh, that was inconsistency by the umpire. The first time they've done that today.
Exactly the same decision.
Here we go now. 2 points the difference. Breaking through as Williams goes for a hand pass. Grabbed a little high. Pushed on by Langford. A chance now for Judge. He gives a hand pass back to Green. Has hardly been sighted. Another one coming over to Robertson. Hawthorn swing back into attack. A chance for Reid to mark. He's got it. And he's only about 30 metres out. And if he kicks this one, he'll put them in front by 8 points. And it could be the end of the ball game for Essendon. We're at the 28-minute mark. And I reckon it'll go about 31 minutes this quarter.
You're lucky to go that long, I think, Lou. Won't go 31.
Oh, the game resting on the shoulders of Rodney Eade as he comes in for the kick.
There it is. The siren's gone. It won't matter.
And there's the goal that Hawthorn have won. They go into the grand final for 1984. The final scores at the MCGs. Peter Landing jumping out of his skin. 16-17, 113 to Essendon 15-15, 105.
What a game. Great to see that again. The Hawks up by 8 points, 16-17 to 15 goals 15. Dipper kicked 4, Judge and Lee Matthews each kicked 3, and for the Bombers, Leon Baker kicked 3 goals. Good to see that again.
That was a fantastic game. A lot of memories there, and we all know that Essendon made the grand final after giving Collingwood one of the monumental thrashings of all time in the preliminary final. And I guess that was one of the real wobbles of the Collie Wobble era.
Yeah, they beat him by 133 points, which is the biggest margin ever in a final.
Yes, and I guess that was the start of the Essendon era. They went on to win that grand final. Billy Duckworth won the Norm Smith medal, and there was all those moves by Sheedy. Weston went to the forward line. Duckworth was thrown all over the place. It was a great year.
And in the grand final, I mean, to come back after losing to them 2 weeks earlier and beat them in the grand final when they trailed by about 4 goals at three-quarter time, and the Bombers kicked 9 goals, 4 in the last quarter, which was a grand final record at that stage, which they beat the next year in thumping the Hawks again.
Yeah, well, that game was unbelievable because at the ground you could feel the momentum swinging, despite the fact that Hawthorn were in front at three-quarter time. One just sensed that there was something on the go, and we all saw it pan out in the last quarter with Essendon having that fantastic run of goals.
Yeah, and what a man Roger Merritt was. He was a valuable player for the Bombers at that stage.
Yes, he was a fantastic player, still is for the Bears up there, but I particularly liked Watson's game that quarter. I thought he was best on the ground, and Leon Baker played well too.
You get the itches watching grand finals when you didn't get there to play them yourself?
Get the itches, I'm scratching already. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. It should be fantastic.
Yep. I hope it's a really good game. Hopefully this 1991 grand final will figure in years to come in the footy marathon because of its classicness. Let's hope so. We've got more classics coming up. We'll be back with you soon.
Between 127 to Fitzroy, 19-9, 123.
What a game. So close and yet so far for the Lions. They failed by 4 points. In the last quarter, they kicked 7 goals too, and Bernie Quinlan got 5 of them. But the Hawks got up. Peter Knights kicked 6 goals that day, and the Hawks from there went on to win the flag.
Well, it was an amazing final series when you consider North Melbourne, sorry North Melbourne fans, but you finished on top that year. You went out in straight sets. Essendon, it was the start of their re-emergence. They finished 4th, won 3 games in a row to finish in a grand final, unfortunately, but belted by Hawthorn, as we all remember. But that game in particular, I thought, was the highlight of the whole final series.
And we're looking forward to more replays in our footy marathon coming up soon, exclusive on 7 Sport. Hope you're enjoying it.
Pete. Hey? Haven't seen you since you left town. With my girlfriend.
We got married.
I'm happy for you.
She left me for a truckie.
Now I'm even happier.
Having a beer?
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Sure. Something else I remember.
Yeah?
It's your chef.
At BP, we like to think our new service stations are the best in the world, which is why our special fact-finding team is constantly checking, as unobtrusively as possible, how well our stations are maintaining the standard.
Thank you.
We're pleased to say the results have been very encouraging. But why not come and check us out for yourselves? BP, on the move.
To a lot of people like me, money was a game. Buy this, sell that.
A huge cash flow to play.
Make more here, property, investments, etc.
Venezuela.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
No, I think we'd better reconsider.
But I now know my real assets are my family. Sure, money is important, but we need the security of knowing it's there when we need it.
The ANZ cash management account that pays money market rates is at call and has money in the bank.
200. Bad deal.
And there's no time you need money more than when your assets are growing.
No, 450. My hotel.
Taste of regular milk with 70% less fat.
Tonight is Hughes starting at 6:30 with a monumentous main event.
Very tasteful.
And at 7:30 on Celebrity Family Feud, you can't beat Matt Stevens.
I've got a real humdinger.
Watch out for Celebrity Wheel of Fortune because Effie's on the prowl.
How's it going, baby?
Then at 8:30.
What the hell do you know about
it was to become our soldier's finest victory. The epic story of the Light Horseman. Then the sensational 2010.
There's something down there.
A huge grand final day and a huge night to follow tonight on 7.
Welcome back to the Footy Marathon. Well, the game we're about to show you now is a game we never hear the end of it at Channel 7 because Bobby Davis never stops talking about Geelong's premiership in 1963 when he was the coach.
Never does, and I guess never will, but it was a great year that year because Geelong played Hawthorn 3 times in a row. They beat them in the last game of the year to, in fact, make the finals. They beat them in the second semi-final, and then they beat them again in the grand final. And I see here in this book that covers every game ever played that only half a game separated the 5th side and the top side, Hawthorn, at the end of the season. So it was a pretty tight year.
Yeah, it was great. And to look back, it's nearly 30 years ago. Be interesting to see the skills of the players and the fitness levels and all that in the last quarter. I mean, I'm sure Bob would have us believe that footy isn't played these days in any way like it was then. But I think in 30 years you might see a fair improvement in the game.
Well, I'm going to have a really good look at this because Bob Davis has been telling me about the skills of the players in those days, and I've had a few blues with him this year. But there's no question that the drop punt is a little bit more effective than the drop kick, although when they get onto him, the drop kick was a fantastic kick to watch, and this is one of the highlights of seeing these on the footy marathon, that we do see these kicks that have, the exponents of these kicks. We got the likes of Polinelli, and he was a fantastic drop kick, and Billy Goggin.
Yeah.
But they didn't all go to the target.
They didn't. Now, I think the coach might pretty quickly drag you if you tried one these days and went off the side of the boot. So let's take a look at how it stood at three-quarter time in their third meeting in succession. These two teams they had a draw earlier in the season. Now, there's 3 points the difference at quarter time, and the Cats had slipped out to a bit of a lead of 16 points at half-time, but just 10 points the margin at three-quarter time as we go into the final quarter of the 1963 Grand Final. Bobby Davis and all the rest of you Cat fans, have a look at this.
Approximately 30 minutes of football ahead, the final quarter, and Geelong on top by 10 points. The bounce favours Farmer. He hooks it over his head, then goes back in for it, but Fisher beats him to it with the boot. The ball goes towards Devine, hands stretched everywhere. Brown has hold of it now. He's grabbed by Fisher. He gets rid of it with a funny one-hand pass towards Lord. Stuart Lord kicks the ball onto the half-forward line. Gary Young takes it off his chest and kicks the ball back towards Goggin. Goggin marks over the top. Marks right over the top of Mulder. Geelong, with Woodley limping, are kicking to the Richmond goal. Woodley saw. Misdirected kick and a good mark by Parkin, who gets crowded by Rice, who tries to hit the ball. And I thought his gesture was one of apology as soon as it had happened. From the back pocket to the half-back line. Behind us, Goggin again. His kick us to the half-forward line. Behind towards Yates. Yates tried to knock it forward, but couldn't. And Cam McPherson clears the ball out of bounds directly in front of the race from which the players enter the arena.
2 minutes of play gone in the final quarter. It's on the half-forward line, and there's Woodley. They're getting a bit of attention from trainers as play goes on. Picked up by Fisher, who's pushed out of the road. Olsen keeps the ball in play. Gathered in by Brown, and Brown sends it in towards full forward. Woolworths up one-handed. Coming in is Doug Wade, number 23. Over the top of him is Beck. Players going down with the ball, and umpire Crouch comes in.
Doug Wade has an inside step over toe hold on the last fella up, and that's Gary Young.
A ball up in the pocket position for Geelong. A chance for them to score here. Beck knocks the ball down. Coming through is Parkin. In there is Steadhay. Hines tries to pick it up, but it's out of bounds again in Geelong's forward pocket. 67 to 57, Geelong in front. There's Farmer getting up high, not able to knock the ball down, but a free kick is going against Polly Farmer, interfering with Graham Cooper. It's Cooper's free kick. From the back pocket, it's Cooper swinging play back to the centre wing towards Coverdale. Goodland flies high to pull down a beauty.
Geelong have taken 44 marks to 27.
Goodland, who took the 44th mark, is number 22, and here he is kicking the ball well over centre half forward with a beautifully timed drop kick. Too many players up in the air to get a mark there. Cam McPherson, a good defender. And Goodland nearly marked again. Walker's got his hands on the ball, so too has Graham Arthur. The umpire will save any more consternation, and here's the bounce up. Farmer grabbed Arthur. Devine punches it to Goggin. How he got out of that trouble, I'll never know. The ball is short for Beck. Bounces off Beck's chest towards Gary Young. Gary Young's in trouble. They grab him from every angle. Free kick against Gary Young. And it's Geelong's free kick within kicking distance.
I can't follow this at all. How Gary Young could be free kicked for deliberately dropping the ball, I don't know. He was grabbing the ball, was plucked away from him. And he's been free kicked and will go to Doug Wade.
What's the rule?
The rule is if a player deliberately drops the ball, he'll be free. He will be free kicked.
Wade from 50 yards out. Torpedo punt. Is this his first goal? That's his first goal for Geelong. And it's a real breath of fresh air.
In the final quarter, 4 minutes of play have already gone.
It increases Geelong's lead to 2-4, but I agree with Ian Cleland that it was a lucky goal for John, and I can't see how the umpire could have given it against Gary Young, but still, that's the way the game goes, and Hawthorn have got a battle back now under adversity.
16 points is now the difference. That's A lot more handy than 10 points, and look at Farmer. Look at that beautiful hand pass down there to the half-forward line. The pack tries to bring it on and do through Hines. Hines is on the half-forward line, could have kicked a goal, seemed to be tentative. Didn't know whether to pass it to Wooler in the goal square or to Yates in the full-forward pocket, and his hesitancy cost him the chance.
Hines has been very quiet for Geelong today. He's only had 6 kicks.
Ruck duel coming up between Cooper, number 10, 40 is Yates. Knocked down by Cooper. Picked up by Nolder. Nolder clears it up to the half-back line. Ian Mort tries to mark it. Picked up now by Uren. He handballs it out towards McPherson, who can't take the pass. Picked up by Lord. He gives it to Farmer. And here's Polly Farmer shooting in towards goal. A beautiful kick towards Fred Wooler. Wooler can't mark it. Yates is there, number 40. Beck comes in, kicks it off the ground, and it's out of bounds right on the behind post in the Geelong forward pocket. 16 points the difference at the start of the final quarter. And 6 minutes of play have already gone. 6 minutes gone. The ball at the Geelong end of the ground, the Richmond end. Knocked away by Cooper, picked up by Phil Hay. He runs into trouble from Yates, pulls him down. Goggin will pick it up. Goggin looking for a hand pass, gives it across to Rice. Rice a chance to score. This looks good. The goal umpire stands rock still, but brings up only one hand. 17 points the difference, 7 minutes into the final quarter of play of the 1963 flag. Again, we await the kickoff from the Hawthorn fullback, Phil Hay.
Quarter-time, Hawthorn led by 3 points. At half-time, Geelong by 16. And at 10 at three-quarter time, now they're back to 17 in front.
There's a kick by Hay, a low trajectory drop kick to the half-back line. Up is Ratley, takes the mark, picks it up off the ground when he doesn't mark it. Knocked away by Cooper, picked up by Alistair Lord, who kicks in towards goal for Geelong. And that's Alistair Lord's second goal, and Geelong are really marching home.
Kevin Costner is Robin Hood. It was a time of tyrants. A time when the only way to uphold justice was to break the law. A time that made a hero into a legend. Kevin Costner is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
You got a smile so bright. You know you should have been a candle. You make me feel so right. There's nothing you can't handle. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do.
Help me! You gotta help me! Let me in! Man, let her in! Okay. Oh, hold this, hold it.
Chocolate, I think.
National Australia Bank's aim is to be the best bank in Australia by providing the best possible products. Like these. The authoritative magazine, Personal Investment, has voted the National 1991 Bank of the Year for its outstanding products and services. That's why you're better off with the National. National Australia Bank, tailoring banking to your needs.
Two cops are staking out her house, waiting for a killer.
What's she doing? Looks like she's undressing.
But just watching her is not enough.
We're supposed to be watching the house, right? So I was watching the house from the inside.
He wanted more.
Oh, no.
Much more.
Get out of the house. It's you I want. Get out of the house.
Academy Award winner Richard Dreyfuss, Emilio Estevez, and the irresistible Madeline Stowe.
You've been watching me?
You haven't seen real action or total suspense until you see Stakeout, Wednesday on 7.
Goggin kicking the ball forward. A chance here for Brown. Brown is brought to the ground. Picked up now by Hines. Here's a show as Hines gets his boot to the ball. Sent along, kick in towards goal. Another goal to Geelong. And Bob Davis is jubilant. The second goal by Hines. Tremendous reaction from the Geelong bench. They all went up in the air.
Well, it looks as though now perhaps the third hard game in a row is having its effect on Hawthorn, and Geelong look as though they could run away to the easiest of victories, but even if they win by 6 goals, it won't be an easy victory because it's been a hard, rough game.
Here they come again, the ball onto the half-forward line. Wooler's getting the run here. He's been brought back to the half-forward line. Look at him go. A chance for a left-foot goal by Wooler. It's going right down the throat of goal. The Cats are on fire. Look at the Geelong bench.
Geelong have picked those last 3 goals in about 21 seconds.
And there's one thing for sure, Sir Kenneth Luke could tell the printers to start putting Geelong's name on the 1963 Premiership flag.
Time check, 10 minutes of play gone in the final quarter.
Woodley versus Yates. Yates getting a free kick. Woodley in disagreement. And things not just going right with the Hawks at this stage. Drop kick from the back line to the half-forward line. Uren, tireless player. Goggin versus Uren. Goggin in front now. Brought down, accidentally tripped. Free kick to Goggin.
There's 28 free kicks to Hawthorn, 26 to Geelong.
Collie Farmer too much over his head. Stuart Lord is number 6, Uren number 30. Ian Mort getting a kick. 35 points the difference as Yates gets up very high, but Hawthorn comes forward. Ball has gone to Peck. Peck a kick along the ground. There's going, nothing can go right for the Hawks at this moment, but Geelong are really burning.
Geelong were 10 in front at 3/4 time, but in the first 10 minutes of the last quarter, they've kicked 4 goals, and now their lead is 35 points.
Yates getting in front of Woodley. Over the top, Goodland. Stuart Lord knocks the ball away. West is with Stuart Lord. And twin brother of Alistair clears the ball out of bounds in front of the Gray Smith Pavilion, which is the one to be pulled down in the new MCC rebuilding scheme. 13-14 to 8 goals 9. In a flash has developed to that. I don't know what was in that bottle, but Fred looked as though he was enjoying it. Alistair Lord. Towards Wooler. Oh! Definitely the swig made all the difference. There's been 2 changes. Wooler back to centre-half forward, and Hawthorn have moved Gary Young from centre-half back, and Rod Olsen has taken over his place, with Young going into the ruck and the forward flank.
I think this move of Wooler back to centre-half forward has given Geelong that necessary bite and mobility that they want on this half-forward line, because Wooler is a very damaging player with tons of pace, and he also is a big occasion player.
Wade pulls the full back well downfield. Wooler kicks right over their heads. Farmer getting up in the middle of a pack. He can't mark it from there. Nolder defending well. Picked up by Rice. Rice has a kick, but it's out of bounds. 13-14 to 8 goals 9. At quarter time, Hawthorn were 3 points in front. At half time, Geelong was 16 points up. At 3/4 time, Geelong were 10 points up, and now they're 35 points up. They kicked 4 goals in just a matter of seconds. The ball comes back towards Fisher. Fisher has it. Brown has been beaten by Fisher. The ball is kicked along the wing. Graham Arthur, he'll still be going flat out when the 100 minutes is up. Number 2, Graham Arthur. Number 9, the Geelong vice-captain Devine. 40 is Yates. He kicked it upfield. Goodland kicks into the centre of the ground where Watts takes the mark, and Watts puts Geelong back into attack. They can smell victory now. It's right in their nostrils. Farmer, a hand pass to Sharrock. Sharrock on the half-forward line, a kick for goal. It's running close to a goal, but not close for 6 points. It's 1 flag again.
And it's not Sharrock's day. He's kicked 4 behind straight. Out of this 13-14, Geelong are leading Hawthorn 8-9.
14 minutes of play gone in the final quarter, and this is Phil Hay kicking off again for Hawthorn. Up to the half-back line goes the ball. Up for Hawthorn is Cooper, who gives it across to Uren. And here come Hawthorn as Uren puts it to the half-forward line. Scott can't take the mark. Gathered in by Ian Mort. And here's Mort sending the ball in towards full forward. And Peck has a show if the ball bounces right. Goodland is there as he chips in. And Goodland takes it away from Peck and clears it along the flank position. And it's out of bounds in Hawthorn's forward pocket. With Hawthorn 57, Geelong 93.
With its coverage of the grand final, Walker knocked the ball along the wing, and that was a Stanley Matthews performance by Stuart Lord. Would have scored a goal in a cup final, but not in the Australian rules final. It's 13-15 to 8 goals 9, 93 to 57, and the Cats are cooking on gas. John Peck pushed out and getting a free kick. He was wanting to play on, but he will have to kick over the mark. It'd be 55 yards from goal.
This is his 9th kick. He's already kicked 3 goals, 3 behind.
.36 points the difference. Geelong have opened up a 6 goals lead as Peck kicks in towards the goal square. Ian Lord tried to bust through on the direct route to goal. Goodland on his 19th man replaced Weiner at half-time. He turns out of trouble and clears. Mulder has the ball. He's tackled by Routley, but he delivers the ball 30 yards upfield before it goes out again. 36 points the difference.
Geelong have taken 51 marks to Hawthorn's 31.
There's the throw. Peck and Yates. Peck knocks the ball down, taken by Law. Law gives it to Coverdale. Coverdale back to Law. And here's Law, short passing across towards Woodley. Can't take the mark, and Scott clears it for Geelong. Back to the centre. We see Nolder coming in. Nolder turns, steadies, gets the ball down to the half-forward line. Knocked away from Cooper. The ball comes back towards the centre. Cooper's still in there. But look at this pace here by Alistair Lord as he puts it down to the half-forward line for Geelong. And the mark is taken for Hawthorn by Gary Young. There's the kick by Young, back to the centre wing position. Cooper flies up, also as Watts, trying to pull the mark down. It's taken by Fisher. Fisher kicks the ball along the half-forward line, looking for somebody to take it, and it's Rod Olsen who quickly plays on and kicks the ball across to the centre half-forward position.
And there's Rice tried to take it one hand. He's on the ground. He's being chased now by Coverdale. He gets rid of it. Coming in quickly is Olsen. Olsen's going towards the open goals. He slams it away. And he's not on target. There's one more point to Hawthorn. They are 8 goals 10, trailing Geelong 13-15.
I think a feature of today's game is a magnificent and spectacular hand passing of Farmer. A lot of people don't realise how good it is because it's far more accurate than the kick, and the many times that he finds his players is phenomenal, and that's the reason that Goggin and Rice have been getting many of the breaks from the packs.
Here's Goggin running in for the ball now. Goggin's got it. He's on the centre wing. He's going to get around Cam McPherson. Then he has to pass it upfield towards Sharrock, who's on his own. McPherson left him. Goggin's back in for it. The tactic seems to have gone astray now as Uren wins the battle and clears the ball downfield onto the half-forward line. The messenger's gone out to speak to Nolder as Stuart Lord takes the mark and holds up that attack and finds Routley on the wing.
Routley's got it on the centre wing for Geelong. He's on top of Uren since half-time. Kicks up towards the half-forward line looking for Sharrock, and he's found him. The boy from Cooleybuck is on the half-forward flank. He drives up towards the centre half-forward position. He's looking for Wade and Wooler, and there's a chance out behind. He picks it up. Slam. That's Hines' 3rd goal. Davis has erupted down there, and the Mount Vesuvius down at Geelong will be alive tonight.
On rough dirt tracks, it refused to become unsettled, proffering stability and predictability we normally associate with expensive cars from Germany. The new one is longer, wider, taller than the car it replaces, and boasts quantitative improvements in ride and handling. It's better built too.
Oh, good. Hot number? Yeah.
What'll be, fellas?
Foster's light, thanks. So, yes, it's time to move to a new one. I don't want that. Happens every time. Better make that too.
Only one light beer goes over the top for taste. Foster's Light.
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state, in line with our new low price policy. A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
National Australia Bank's aim is to be the best bank in Australia by providing the best possible products, like these. The authoritative magazine, Personal Investment, has voted the National 1991 Bank of the Year for its outstanding products and services. That's why you're better off with the National. National Australia Bank, tailoring banking to your needs.
Taste of regular milk with 70% less fat.
We use Yellow Pages to tap into our future market. We wouldn't be without it.
Yellow Pages is helping us increase our client base.
It's the easiest advertising for me. One ad keeps the phones ringing for a year.
Yellow Pages is critical for the success of a new business.
The way things are these days, I think Yellow Pages is even more important.
It's worked way beyond our expectations, and that's money well spent.
Advertising in Yellow Pages works.
We'd perish with...
Will the pop stars of the 60s outshine a tenacious home and away team? Then see Jo Beth Taylor, Andrew McFarlane and Effie from Acropolis now. Have fun with the stars tonight.
It was a week where things got out of control.
In the metaphorical sense.
Oh, that's easy for you to say.
Not a pretty subject, Steve.
We'll press the red button now. So beam us up, Scotty, because we'll be talking to guests like Mickey Rooney, Nigel Kennedy, the Nelsons, Richard Marks and Julian Clary.
Happy days are here again.
On Tonight Live.
There was a lot of support for the thought that Hawthorn would make it a go for most of the way, but might crumple because of their hard final series in the final quarter. That seems to have worked out. Farmer to Goggin. Goggin was going to give it to Alistair Lord, then decide to pass it upfield. That must be Sharrock. Sharrock gives it back to Goggin. Here's some beautiful football. A lovely hand pass across to Yates. Yates shot passes into the goal square. Wooler will play on. A goal to the Cats, and the best piece of footy of the day. Champagne football from the Cats.
It can be done, Tony, when the other side that you're playing against is dispirited, and there's the score, 15-15. 105 points to Hawthorn's 8-11-59. Hawthorn are dispirited. At the moment, Geelong's pace is supremely evident, and they're getting away with murder because Hawthorn are a tired side.
Anxious consultation with Coach Kennedy by the messenger, but there's little he can do now. Congratulations to Hawthorn for the magnificent fight they put up in this game, and of course throughout the season. They're a credit to the league as the bounce goes underway again with Geelong 7 goals 4 ahead. Here they come again, no stopping them now. This is Hines, a left foot hook shot onto the half-forward flank on the Olympic stand wing. Steadhay's not giving up, nor any of the other Hawthorn players, but they seem tired. Parkin kicks the ball back into attack. Woodley is too slow at this time. Yates picks it up. No, it's not Yates, it's West across to Goodland. Goodland thwarts Coverdale. He short passes into the centre, but it's to Uren instead of to Wade.
There's the kick by Uren with 21 minutes of play gone. Up is Peck, but in front of him and up higher is John Watts. And again, Watts is saved for Geelong, right on the last line of defence. John Watts, former West Australian player, drop kicking the ball wide to the centre wing. A chance for Hines. Hines is tackled by Law and will get the free kick. It looks for around the neck, and there's Uren and Hines having a tussle too. He's a fiery little character, this bloke. Hines is on the centre wing, and there's his kick on the Geelong's half-forward line. Up is Farmer. Almost a beautiful mark. Coming through is Gary Young. Picked up by Colin Rice. Handballs it out to Wade. Wade steadies, shoots in towards goal. 1 point on this occasion to Geelong from the kick by Wade.
Wade has kicked 1 goal 4.
John Kennedy has not sent his reserves on as yet, but I'm afraid nothing can get Hawthorn out of its present predicament. Norther battling hard. It's not an easy thing to do, to play football as Hawthorn are playing it now, full of spirit and going just as hard as they can when they're so obviously well beaten. Goggin gave it to Hines. Hines from 50 yards out kicks one that's going close to a goal, but it's only one flag, and the Cats now are piling on the score. They're 15-17. They're 107 points to 59.
Phil Hay, the Hawthorn fullback, kicking off up to the half-back line. Up was Cooper trying to mark for Hawthorn. He shepherds well to allow Cam McPherson to take the ball. This is McPherson from the half-back line, sending Hawthorn forward. A chance over here for Ian Law. Behind him is Scott, number 14. Law picks up the ball on the half-forward line for Hawthorn. Doesn't kick it very far. Peter Walker takes it. He's tackled by Mort, gets it across to Devine, and he clears it for Geelong. Back to the centre wing. Cooper sets himself and takes a good mark as Hines comes in to take it. He handballs to a teammate coming through. Hawthorn come forward, but there's nobody there except John Watts of Geelong, who takes the mark again.
And this is his 8th mark, and nearly everyone has been in defence.
There's the kick by Watts back towards the centre, taking Marcus Fisher. Fisher plays on, gets around Farmer, but has to handball it out to a teammate, Albiston. He gets it in towards full forward. Goes right past Watts, picked up by Roy West, the Geelong fullback. Peck tries to go with him, but he gets his kick west and gets it up to Stuart Lord, who marks on the half-back line. Geelong 107, Hawthorn 59, and nearly 24 minutes of play gone in the final quarter. The ball is out of bounds on the centre wing, and we await the throw-in.
Bobby Davis is going to bring Polinelli on to give him a run. Just wondering who can come, or probably Brown.
There's the throw-in. Number 10 is Sharrock, being pursued by number 2, Graham Arthur. It's picked up by Sharrock. He gives it across to Alistair Lord, and here comes Geelong again. Another score coming up, perhaps, as Lord kicks in towards goal. As Phil Hay touches it, and it goes through for 1 point to make Geelong another point on the board.
I can speak for experience when I say this, but I can appreciate how Hawthorn feel at this stage when they've got absolutely no hope of winning this game, and they're just staying there hoping for that final bell to go any minute so they can get off the ground.
Brown is coming off, allowing Polinelli to go onto the wing on Fisher. Polly Farmer kicks the ball onto the half-forward flank. Over behind is Colin Rice. The ball was touched on its way to him. That was a free kick going to Stead Hay behind the play, evidently. And the scoreboard remains 15-18, 108 to Hawthorn's 8-11, 59. Geelong have cascaded to a victory in this final quarter. Sprout marks scooped up by Fisher, who now has to contend with a fresh man in Polinelli. He kicks onto the half-forward line. Very nearly marked at the second bite by Peck. He tried hard. Devine clears the ball as Brown comes off and is congratulated by the Geelong team. He's part of a successful lineup. The ball is again on Geelong's half-forward line, and again it's Stead Hay.
Mark then taken by John Watts. Watts is on the half-back line for Geelong. And he kicks it wide, looking for Polinelli, who's just come on, trying to give him a kick in the grand final. And he succeeds in getting it to Polinelli. And there's Polinelli's first kick in the grand final, in towards goal, but it swings away. And it's over the line and out of bounds in the Geelong forward pocket. Geelong 108, Hawthorn 59. 25 minutes of play gone, 25 gone in the final quarter. There's the throw-in. Up is Beck, who knocks the ball down. Gary Young tries to pick it up. Cleared by Hawthorn up to the half-back line. Up is Polinelli, almost pulling the mark down. It's picked up by Alistair Lord. A left-foot kick in towards goal. A good kick. It's through. It's a goal. 1 point as it hits the post.
Trying to anticipate, and it banged against the post, and Alistair Lord has kicked 2 goals too. Well, Geelong are 15-19 to 8-11, and I think at half-time, at three-quarter time, Geelong led only by 10 points. Now the lead is 50 points. A fantastic last quarter by Geelong to get well away. There's the kick out by Phil Hay. Polinelli sets himself, receives a push. Now's a chance for Cam McPherson. He gets the ball, plays out along the centre wing positions. The Hawthorn player down, and we see the ball go to Rod Olsen. It looks like Nelder. Nelder is on the ground. Or is it Gary Young? Gary Young, it would be number 31. Up towards the half-forward line, and we see Watts again as he falls over in the back pocket, and that was his 10th mark. Fantastic last half by Watts, because he's marked everything that has come his way. Crouch is telling the players to clear away to give Watts a chance. Here is Watts now, back over the half-back line. Geelong well in command of the game. A poor kick coming out towards Polinelli. They're trying to play to Polinelli, I think, to bring him into the game. Stead Hay is over the line, and the ball will be thrown in.
3 minutes of time on in the final quarter of the grand final. Geelong, as Ian has just mentioned, with the game well and truly in their keeping.
31 free kicks to Hawthorn, 27 to Geelong, 38 marks to Hawthorn, 53 to Geelong, and here comes Geelong again. If Polinelli can get it, he does so. Here he receives a push and knocked a photographer flying on the boundary line. And there's a chance now for Gary Young. The ball is over the line this time and out of bounds. Well, the cameraman has picked up his camera. He's very lucky to have it in one piece. And there's another famous photographer, Lloyd Brown, having a shot of his co-mate.
There's the throw in on the half-forward line for Geelong. Palmer knocks the ball down. A chance here for Hawthorn to clear. It's Stead Hay who taps it out. And coming off the ground is a Hawthorn player who looks pretty badly hurt. I think it is Darky Nolder. Here's Geelong again with another score coming up from Sharrock. A left-foot kick by Sharrock, but it's out of bounds. And there's Darky Nolder. He looks to be pretty badly hurt, and he's getting plenty of attention from the trainers as he is off the ground. Nolder wasn't hurt by an opponent. He went for a mark and fell down heavily, and I think struck his head. And as you saw then, he looks to be in a pretty bad way. Let's hope that he's okay.
He looks bad, Don. He looks to be out.
Bad luck in the last dying minutes of the game that this should happen, but let's hope, as we've said, that Nolder is okay. In the meantime, the ball is out of bounds in the Geelong forward pocket. Geelong coasting home to a win in this grand final. Here's Lyon trying to pick it up. He's come onto the ground to replace Nolder. That's Yates with the ball, number 40. Gary Young has it. Quick pass it out to Stead Hay. Stead Hay is on the half-back line. Sends it up to the centre wing position. And coming in to take it is Stuart Law.
Stuart Law has the ball on the half-forward line for Geelong. Polly Palmer setting himself for a short one, but he's telling Law to kick it ahead of him, well over his head. Polly Palmer playing his 200th game of league football in a premiership match. How lucky can you be? The ball is on the half-forward line for Geelong, knocked away by Gary Young, coming through strongly now is Goggin. He runs into trouble. Gets away with it. Uren dodges cleverly around a Geelong player that was routed. He gets up towards the half-forward line. There's nobody home. Leading in the race for the ball is Scott, coming through stronger is Peck. Peck has the ball on the ground. If he can pick it up, he does so. Tries a short pass up towards Ian Law in the forward pocket. But there's John Devine, and backing him up well is Goodland, who has played very well for Geelong when he replaced Viner at half-time. He ran into a little bit of trouble then, though. Ran into a bit of trouble then. He's going to receive a free kick.
Oh, here's Peck and Roy West, Ian having a tussle. Ian Law comes in. This is unnecessary because the game's almost over.
I think that was with Peck again, Don. Peck and Roy West haven't been the best of friends all day. Anyway, it's a free kick to Goodland in the back pocket in the dying stages of this 63 grand final. Geelong have got it sewn up. Goodland drop kicks it up towards the centre wing position, setting himself. And marking it quite well is Olsen. He plays on now, kicked up towards the centre half-forward position. Here it comes up towards West, and also Devine coming through strongly is Arthur. Gives it across to Law. Law punches it out as the chance for Hawthorn. It's picked up by Elvis and a right-foot snap, but he's coming well away from the goals, and it's 1 point. Hawthorn are 8 goals, 12, trailing Geelong 15-19.
Well, a kick-off coming up in the final passage of play. From the Geelong fullback, Roy West. This is a certain win to Geelong, who are just coasting home 109-60. Hawthorn have put up a magnificent performance. They're still fighting hard.